Throughout the 07-08 campaign, a collection of talented teenagers were busy proving that our grassroots were growing nicely as they wrote a bright new chapter in the history of Chelsea Football Club, taking us to our first Youth Cup final in almost half a century. With dramatic attacking football, Stevenage, Shrewsbury, Leicester, Port Vale and Aston Villa were all defeated before the boys fell at the final hurdle. But for all those involved, the cup run had been a 5-month adventure that will live long in the memory. And Philip, and he's still going, Philip, and he's scored! What an impact! It's towards Nielsen, and there's Kakuta, and Mellis, and there's the first goal. Zahara, Mellis in for a second, and he scored a second. Looking good now. Shot from Van Arnholt. Oh, it's a terrible spill, and Chelsea have wrapped it up. Unbelievable. Big chance for Northwards. Great strike, 4-0. And he's still going. He's got Nielsen in the middle. Kakuta drilled in, 2-0. Why not go it alone? It's still Stark, and that'll do it. 3-1. It's a bulldozing run. Here's Nielsen, and here's Kakuta. It's 2. Kakuta's still there. He's onside, and that is 4. Still Stark, and that's 5. Come on, Chelsea! It's 35 years since the Chelsea youth team reached the last 4 of the Cup, but this crop have been growing and growing. Stock goes all the way, and in it goes! Alan Phillips got it! The flag stays down, and Chelsea have got their equaliser. Things are delicately and perfectly balanced. Kakuta, nice little ball, great chance, fantastic goal. He'll want it on his left foot, he's got it on his left foot, and he's scored. He's in here, Adam Phillips, 3-2. Super sub does it again. 2 generations have passed since the Chelsea side reached the final of the FA Youth Cup. Chelsea have the corner, it's in towards Kakuta! Goal! 1 each! Gael Kakuta rising highest, and the scores are level. Great chance, and it's in! Remember, they are only the 4th ever Chelsea team to reach a Youth Cup final. For that and for their performances in reaching it, they should and they must be proud, and they've really put Chelsea's academy on the map.
Milan Lakovic,
Daniel Mills-Papu,
Marko Mitrovic, Gil Cantorum, Bobby Devine, Anton Rodgers. Billy Clifford,
Rowan Ince, really not.
It's back and we begin against Charlton at the Valley. Hello and welcome to Youth Cup Live. We're at the 3rd round stage, and with the help of Scott Minto here in the studio, we're going to bring you our comprehensive preview and live match coverage of one of our favourite competitions. We're with you right through until 9:15, and here for you is what's on its way. Team news is up next as we cross live to the Valley ahead of kick-off at 7 o'clock. The first team have been focusing on Portsmouth in training. And we've got reaction to drop points at the Bridge on a weekend of mixed results. Scott, it's lovely to have you here, and we are going to be talking about what happened at the Bridge against Everton, which ended up not being too bad because of results elsewhere. But firstly, to the FA Youth Cup. And it really is a competition that we look forward to every season.
It's a very special competition.
Yes.
I mean, we talk about how regionally in the league, you know, the teams like a Chelsea don't often play against Manchester United, Liverpool, those type of teams. So it's important to do that. I remember some time ago being in the FA Youth Cup.
What year was it exactly?
1987, I was a schoolboy, yeah. And, you know, listen, it is fantastic. And for the youth players, they'll be looking... These are extra special. This is where sometimes in the league we talk about how it's important for Dermot. Just the results aren't the most important thing, but try and develop the players. That's what we're trying to do, get them into reserves and then the first team. But as an actual match on itself, Dermot and the lads will be desperate to win this one and desperate to try and emulate what happened a couple of years ago and go one step further. Because
tonight they're off the leash. As you said, normally week in, week out, it's not about the result, it's about the performance. But this evening, it is 100% about the result. And added to that, it's live on Chelsea TV. It's taking place at the Valley. This is a fantastic experience for these young boys, just to take in everything around them this evening and to progress to the next stage of this competition.
Exactly. I mean, it's not often they play against teams where they play in the major stadiums. And the Valley, I know it well. I've played there many times. It's a great little stadium. So it's great for the kids to actually understand what it's like playing in front of course, it won't be a packed house, but in front of a big stadium, and know that the cameras will be on them. They'll be knowing that everybody on Chelsea TV will be watching this particular game. So, yeah, I'm sure Dermot and the boys will be well up for this.
The players have arrived at the Valley. They're going through their warm-up out on the pitch. And what will be going through their minds? As a 15-year-old, what was going through your mind when you were out there?
My geography lesson that I missed.
Excellent.
Yeah, so
was
I was
it
quite
really?
happy.
Were you really thinking about work?
No, I was not. No, listen, you're just so excited to be there. And as I say, when you play regularly week in, week out for the youth team and you're not quite playing, obviously Cobham's fantastic, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing better than playing at a proper stadium. Yeah. And you look around before you actually go out for the warm-up, you look around the pitch and just see what kind of pitch it is, whether you need long studs, short studs, and you take it all in. And now these guys will be just trying to be thinking, they'll be a little bit nervous, but they'll be thinking, listen, just do what you do on a weekly basis. Just think it's just another game. And, you know, Chelsea, I think, will be favourites, but Charlton have a very good youth side.
Is that young man going to be nervous? Jeffrey Bruma, he's played for the first team. He's played in the Carling Cup this season, and now it's his third season in the Youth Cup, and he's only just turned 18 years of age.
Yeah, he probably won't be nervous, actually. It'd be more of the younger guys and the ones who haven't had that type of first-team experience who'll be a bit more nervous. And you know, he maybe should be looking to them and be thinking, listen, you know, if you need a little bit of help, I'm here. I know he's only 17, but if he wants to be playing for Chelsea in the first team in a few years' time, you know, a John Terry would have been doing that. A John Terry would have been dominant in the dressing room. So hopefully Jeffrey Bruma can emulate half of what JT's done, and he'll be absolutely delighted. But no, perhaps he won't be too nervous. He'll just be looking forward to it.
Now then, we're getting ready to bring you the team news. So to set the scene ahead of tonight's match, which kicks off in just under half an hour from now, we are heading to the Valley to join our reporter, Neil Barnett. Good evening, Neil. Neil, I think the first thing to tell us is the team news. Do you have the Chelsea team for us?
Yeah, it's lining up in 4-3-3 shape. The rather now unfashionable Chelsea shape, but one the fans are so familiar with. Sam Walker returns in goal. He's been injured recently, and then Billy Clifford, who we've seen in midfield mostly, plays at right back, with the centre backs Danny Mills-Papo and Jeffrey Bruma. Left back is someone who's come into the team recently, Aziz Dean Conte. Then the three in midfield will be main names you're more familiar with, reserve team names: Jacopo Sala, Connor Clifford, the captain, holding, and on the left is Josh McEachran, of course, an England under-17s international, and the three up front, Milan Lalkovic, who we've also seen a lot of in the reserves, and the centre-forward Marko Mitrovic, and on the left, Gökhan Töre, the Turkish youngster, who's only started 6 games this season at club and international level. Couple of things. I heard Scott Minto there talking about the big occasion of playing in a stadium. Charlton have won the first and second round because they entered as a League One team in the earlier rounds here at the Valley against Gillingham and Woking, so they've got that little bit extra experience of playing here. They've also got a player, look out for him, the number 9 Tuna, who got a hat-trick on Saturday, and they're quite strong up front. That's their strongest area of the team, so it's just as well that we're strong at the back. Quick word about Danny Mills-Papo. It's Danny Papo. Mills is the maiden name of his mother, and somewhere along the line it all got lost in translation. We're to call him Papo from now on. Let's talk about a couple of the players, shall we? Let's start with Jeffrey Bruma, who of course hasn't played a youth team game this season, but he's been in most reserve games, Holland under-21, and of course he had a monstrous game at Blackburn. He really did up there remind me of a young Marcel Desailly with his ability to take one-on-ones and win the ball, with his ability on the ball, and with his overall demeanour. He really is an outstanding prospect. But it is hard stepping down, I think, experience has shown, from that level to this level. Josh McEachran has done really well this season. He's been involved with the reserves regularly. Travelled with the first team for the Carling Cup tie at Blackburn when he's just 16. He's about the same age now as Tommy Langley and Michael Woods were when they made their debuts for the first team. He's got a sweet left foot. He's got a shot on him from free kicks, although Bruma may overrule him on that tonight, but he is another fine prospect. And finally, just a word, Conor Clifford captaining the team tonight. He's captain, of course, of the Republic of Ireland under-19s. He's already got his first Ireland under-21 cap. He's also only 18, like Jeffrey Bruma, and he's someone who's pushing on, maybe not technically as composed as the other players, but a great competitor, and at Youth Cup level you need great competitors.
And Neil, this evening is all about the youth team, but just quickly a word from you about the performance at the weekend against Everton. What are your thoughts on that 3-3 draw?
Obviously the set play problem is a massive one. Obviously the media are going to make huge headlines out of it because of the set play problems we had at exactly this time last year. I think they are of a different nature this year, and I think they will be sorted out, but they've got to be sorted out. What is interesting is that last year they got sorted out. We didn't have two men on the posts at corners. We put them on, that sorted it out. This year, earlier in the season against Aston Villa, Drogba was man marking. He was taken off man marking and put back on zonal marking and started winning everything, and it seemed to sort it out. Now we've got another problem that needs sorting out. It seems to me that it really is just a case of pushing the players up out of the area and trying to get more space between them and Petr Cech. That's what the manager's talking about, and we'll see if it happens on Wednesday.
Okay, Neil, thank you very much for... Right then, we're going back to the youth team. Don't forget to join us on Match Night Live on Wednesday when we're going to prepare you for the visit of Avram Grant Portsmouth. That is Match Night Live with Tommy Langley from 6 o'clock. Back to Youth Cup Live, Charlton against Chelsea. And it's to the old man of the team, and he's only just turned 18 years of age. Jeffrey Bruma is starting out in his third FA Youth Cup campaign with the Blues, and despite only being in his second year, has 2 first-team appearances under his belt, and he's hoping it's going to be third time lucky for him in this prestigious cup competition.
I'm quite happy to be involved in Youth Cup again. It's my 3rd year in a row now. First year we were with quite a good team and came far to the final. Last year was not as good as before. But I hope this year to go all the way again and play good games and make some good fun with the boys.
So your experience will be really valuable because you're the only person who's played 3 Youth Cups. Have they been asking for advice already, your teammates?
Some of the boys, the younger boys, asked me how it feels to play in the FA Youth Cup and play for a big crowd. I told them just to focus and enjoy the time of the Youth Cup, because it's always great to travel long trips and play in big stadiums against good teams. So I just told them to enjoy and be ready.
In your opinion, of the 3 different teams you've played in, is this the strongest that we've had?
I don't know, to be fair. I thought the first year I played in the Youth Cup, when we came to the final, was quite strong for me, because I was then the youngest player, and now I'm, I think, maybe the oldest and the most experienced player. So yeah, I'm quite happy to play with these younger guys as well. I think they can maybe learn a little bit from me, as I learned the first year from Nana, from Miroslav Stoch and Patrick. So yeah, it's good for them as well.
What would be your best piece of advice?
I think the best piece of advice is just to be yourself. I think you don't have to be too impressed with everything. Just try to stay calm and focus and just play your game like you always do at the pitch in Cobham. You know, obviously the pitch the crowd is much bigger. And they're a bit more pressure because the FA Youth Cup is it's a big history. So I think the boys need to be focused and just to try to stay calm when they go on that pitch and play.
For anyone watching the FA Youth Cup for the first time, can you give us some of the strengths of your squad, your team this year?
I think Gokan is quite a good player. Josh, you got Billy, Danny Mills, Milan Laukovic, Marko Mitrovic. So I think the young boys are all quite strong. They all train sometimes with the first team as well, and they show they can handle that level as well. So I think together we can have a good result.
And what do you know about the opposition, Charlton?
Charlton, not too much to be fair. I played them a couple of times in the U team. I didn't play them with the reserve, but I think in the FA Youth Cup no team is weak, so everyone is strong. And we can expect a good game at the Valley, and hopefully we can get a good result.
Carl, he only turned 18 last month, but what a talent.
He is. Jeffrey's a fantastic player, and you know he's proven it since he's joined the club. You know, to be 18 and be described as the old man as the team, you know, shows how much experience he has already. Yeah. You know, he's been involved with the reserves the last few years. He's made his first team debuts, yeah. And he's a Dutch under-21 international as well, established. So all that at 18 years old is, you know, is very impressive, and you know, we'll be looking at him to spearhead the team tonight.
And it's amazing, people saying that if you're an academy player here, you're not going to break into the first team, especially not if you've got the likes of JT or Ricky ahead of you. And then you've got Alex and Ivanovic in there as well. But he's saying, hang on a second, I'm going to get a shot and I'm going to play on this side. And he's got a couple of appearances.
Well, if you don't believe you're going to do it, you're not going to. That's a fact. Yeah, you've got some world-class players to get in front of. But listen, he's not looking to get into the first team this season or next season. He just wants to be ticking along and make sure in a few years, in his early 20s, he has the chance to do it. It's going to be very difficult to break in, because even when the guys who are around at the moment aren't around, I'm sure Chelsea are bringing some world-class talent. But listen, he's got the confidence, he speaks very well, he's come over to this country, he's doing exceptionally well. Why can't he carry on progressing?
OK, let's take a look at Dermot Drummy's confirmed 11 to take on Charlton this evening. And Carl, give us a couple of names to look out for in that starting 11 that people may not have heard of.
They may not have heard of. I mean, Connor Clifford is one to start off with. You know, he again is an under-21 international with Republic of Ireland. So I don't think many youth teams in this cup competition can say they have two under-21 internationals in their starting 11. So he is definitely one to look out with. I know he's stepped up with the reserves and he's did a very good job. He's got a lot of energy. He's shown that he can chip in with a goal or two as well. Josh McEachran, of course, who has stepped up and done very well. You know, he's got a lot of the first team players questioning what nationality he is because of the way he plays. You know, he's got so much flair and technique about him that, you know, hopefully getting him in the right positions tonight, he can unlock Charlton's defence.
And Danny Mills, Papao, he's a schoolboy. We always seem to have one of those. Jeffrey Bruma was a schoolboy in seasons gone by, but he's absolutely enormous.
He is, yeah, and he has been since, I think, the age of 12. So, yeah, he's got all, again, the physical attributes you want in a centre-half, so him and Jeffrey shouldn't lose a header, I don't think.
And now, Scott, let's take a look at the Charlton side for this evening. They're playing their 8th consecutive FA Youth Cup match at home. As Neil said, they've already come through a couple of rounds, so they've got the experience of playing at the Valley. I don't know whether that's going to stand them in good stead or not. And he picked out Temir Tuna that got the hat-trick in the last round. Lewis Perkins recently called up into the Charlton first-team squad. So they've got a few players in there that are starting to make an impression at the Valley.
Yeah, that's right. Temir Tuna is the main guy for Charlton. You know, he will be scoring goals. He's got plenty for someone of his age, first-team experience. As you say, Lewis Perkins, another one up front. He has come on as a substitute in the Johnson's paint against Barnet. And also Yadam Mambo as well. He's a big centre-half, big and strong. So we talk about big, strong centre-halves for us. I'm sure our boys will be coming up against a couple tonight. But they're a good side. They've won 5 out of the last 6. And, you know, they've obviously beaten Gillingham 3-0 and Woking also. So I think it's going to be a tough game tonight. They will be used to playing at the Valley.
It's going to be an interesting but tough game. Now then, kick-off isn't too far off, so to get some final thoughts, we're heading back to the Valley to join Neil, who is joined by manager Dermot Drummie.
Dermot Drummie, FA Youth Cup. How much does this mean to the boys?
Well, I think you can sense with the boys that they know it's a special game. They're certainly up for it. We've done the preparation over the last couple of days, and just the mood is a very good mood around.
And you've gone for a different shape to the first team, but a shape that Chelsea fans are used to.
Yeah, I think we watched their game and they played 4-4-2 against Woking. And we feel in Lalkovic and Toro we've got 2 out-and-out wingers that have got ability to beat people and deliver crosses. So we've got that 4-3-3. We've also got the diamond if we want to revert to that. So we plan for that.
And how easy was it to pick the team? You've been able to have your best player, Jeffrey Bruma, who's got first team experience, trained with you for 2 days.
Yeah, I think the boys that's really lifted the boys to see Jeffrey. You know, we done a presentation today and we showed Jeffrey making his debut at the Bridge, and it lifted the whole room. You know, and Jeffrey's he's come down, he's trained fantastic. What it means is we can do all our set piece preparation for all the personnel there. So in terms of the 2 days have gone really well because we've got everyone involved.
And it's been not an easy year at youth team level in that so many players have already moved up. So it's been a successful year, but not an easy year. And 1 or 2 injuries and suspensions, so there are people missing.
Yeah, Billy Knott's probably learning a tough lesson. You know, he's asking me when the next round is, and I'm sort of saying we've got to get through this one. But it's been a great year in terms of players pushing on, you know, and that's the main point of youth development. But we do want to do well in this trophy. That's why we bring, hopefully, our best players down.
And how easy is it for them to play at this level, having had a season playing at a higher level?
Well, it's up to them. You know, they've got to have that motivation and determination. You know, we've done the preparation, we take it seriously, and what we ask for is 100% commitment and a good attitude to the whole team.
Has youth team football at Chelsea moved on in the last few years?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I think the fans can see that with the line that's coming through, and there's looking down at the younger groups. There's some fantastic players in the academy, so I think the whole academy and the development area is at the moment very healthy. Good luck. Cheers, mate.
Carl, tonight's a big night for the boys because they're off the leash. It's not about performance tonight, it's about results.
Exactly. You know, we've reverted now to a cup competition, and it's all about winning. So it'll be a different experience for the boys. It's a big night. Like I say, it's a different type of fixture for them, so it'll be interesting to see how they approach it. But with the quality running through that side, I fully expect them to go on and win the game.
What would your final words of advice be, having played in this competition as a 15-year-old way back?
It wasn't that far back. OK, yeah, it was. Listen, a bit of a cliche, a lot of managers say that, go out and enjoy it and play with confidence, because if you do play with confidence, you will play well. I'm sure Dermot's been enjoying the training, the lads have been training exceptionally well. Just go out and enjoy it and say, look, this is what you want to be doing on a weekly basis, playing at the likes of the Valley and obviously better stadiums than that also. So show that you deserve to be where you are, go on and win the game and try and emulate, as I say, what we did a couple of years ago and go one step further.
And Carl's highlighted a couple of players, the likes of Josh McEachran. It's going to be exciting to look at them because we've had Gael Kakuta. We've been so spoilt the last couple of seasons. Every match we thought, what's he going to do this time? We're almost looking for a new Gael Kakuta to stand up and make this cup run his own.
Kakuta's obviously an outstanding talent, and we're all getting to see that now on the first team stage. But, you know, don't underestimate, you know, the lad McEachran. He's stepped up and he's wowed a few of the first team players as well as the staff, so he can put on a great performance tonight, and I'm sure the Chelsea fans will enjoy it. And of course you have the likes of Bruma and Clifford as well who are good at this level.
Prediction, Carl?
I'm going to be confident and go with the boys at 3-0 victory.
3-0. Scott?
I think it's going to be tighter, actually. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory.
2-1, gentlemen.
In 90 minutes.
In 90 minutes. Gentlemen, thank you for now. Right, it's time for the talking to stop and the action to start as Chelsea's young stars start what they hope is going to be a long and successful journey in the prestigious FA Youth Cup. The first hurdle comes in the form of Charlton at the Valley. The teams are ready, and so are your commentary team for this evening of Jason Cundy and Gary Taphouse. Enjoy.
Thank you, Gigi. Yes, welcome to the Valley as the Blues kick off another Youth Cup campaign. Of course, a tournament that Chelsea won twice in the early 60s and reached the final again, of course, just a couple of seasons ago. The first hurdle for the class of 2009 is Charlton Athletic in the red here. Dermot Drummy's side have already seen off the Addicts 3-0 in the league in October, but this will be an altogether different sort of test. A straight knockout contest for the right to reach round 4. Well, here are the lineups, and Damien Matthew makes 2 changes to the side that beat Ipswich in their last game. Towering centre-back Yardo Mambo comes in for Jordan Anderson, who drops to the bench, and Joe Carter is preferred in midfield to Tosan Popo. Look out for number 7 Liam Bellamy, a former schoolboy sprinter, and top scorer Lewis Perkins, number 9. He has 10 goals so far this season. Dermot Drummond also makes 2 changes to the side that lost at Arsenal 9 days ago. Sam Walker returns from his injury layoff in goal, while the ever-present Kenny Strickland at 19 is too old for this competition. So Jeffrey Bruma takes his place in defence. It's the Dutchman's 3rd season in the Youth Cup side. 4-3-3 for Chelsea, with top scorer Marko Mitrovic spearheading the attack. He scored twice against Charlton when the sides met in the league in October. Second top scorer Billy Knott misses out altogether through suspension. The lower west stand open here. There is Jeffrey Bruma. Hasn't he impressed in the first team? Absolutely outstanding in the match that Jason and I saw in the Carling Cup up at Blackburn. And there is Connor Clifford, who has also been terrific in the reserves. He'll be skippering the side tonight, of course. A couple of goals for the reserves as well this season. He really has been all action in the heart of the midfield, and he'll be a key player for Dermot Drummond's side tonight. And there's Josh McEachran, a player, of course, that you trained, Jason.
Absolutely, under 11 was when I first come across young Josh. Always technically very, very gifted. He's now starting to fill out. Perhaps a little bit more developing still to do. He's still young, of course, but big things expected of him. But the side that we've got out there, it's a very strong side. I've gone through some of the names there. Connor Clifford in particular has had an excellent season so far, impressing in this level and, of course, at reserve team level as well.
Well, Chelsea coming into this tie on the back of 3 straight London derby defeats in the league, although those scorelines didn't always tell the story. Last one being that 2-0 reverse at top of the table Arsenal last week, although it was goalless until the last 10 minutes. In contrast, Charlton have been in excellent form, 5 wins in the last 6 for them. They too, though, beaten heavily at Arsenal 6-0, the score that day. It's going to be Chelsea to kick off. Remember, there has to be a result tonight. Nottingham Forest away is the target in round 4. Let's hope that Chelsea can make a positive start. They really were by far the better side when the teams met in the league.
It was a 3-0 victory, wasn't it? Comfortable 3-0. Damien Matthew, of course, who formerly of the youth team here at Chelsea. I've known Damien pretty much most of my adult life. He coached at Chelsea, of course, and felt he had to move on to further his career, and now he's a youth team manager of Charlton, and felt that it's going to be a very different. I spoke to him this morning. He feels it's going to be a very different game. It's going to be closer than the 3-0 that we saw down at Cobham. I think Scotty Minto back in the studio suggested it's going to be tighter, and listening to Damo, he believes it's going to be much, much tighter than the 3-0 scoreline.
Of course, if there's one team that Damien will want to beat, it's Chelsea. He'll be very much up for this. Danny Papo with the header away for the Blues. And Charlton have been playing here, of course, in the Youth Cup, as the boys in the studio were mentioning, seeing off Gillingham and Woking very comfortably. So playing in this big stage, not so unusual for them.
Chelsea, of course, do have a number of players that have also played in big games, none more so than young Jeffrey Bruma, who, as you pointed out there, Gary, we saw him play against Blackburn when at half-time he came on. I thought he was fantastic. Excellent performance. Quick in the challenge, strong but composed on the ball. Likes to come out the back with it as well, but when he needs to go and win a ball, he'll go and do that. A bright prospect for the future, no question.
It's Billy Clifford, who slotted in at right back. I'm used to seeing him play a bit further forward for the reserves. Malkovich back to Danny Papo, who's been terrific in the reserve team outings he's had at the back. His debut performance was absolutely sensational. Here is Lalkovic, just about keeps it in. Hammered behind, he'll take that.
I'm sure that challenge needs to be made there and put out for a corner. I'm sure that he could well have perhaps conceded just a throw in. However, the first set piece of the game goes Chelsea's way.
Conor Morris was the man that shoveled it behind. And what can Chelsea achieve from the first set piece? Right into the danger zone. Charlton had a lot of players back. Here's Lalkovic again. And support from Gökhan Torre, doesn't use him. Cleared as far as Bruma. Put away by Harry Pell in the Charlton midfield. Picked up here by Connor Clifford. Now Bruma, Charlton trying to push up. Here's Billy Clifford. He's invited to run forward, didn't need a second invitation.
Good possession by Chelsea since the corner. We've maintained possession and making Charlton work hard for the ball.
Here's Dean Conte with a surging run, looking for a free kick, doesn't get it. One man who's come into the side and done very well at left back.
It's been not as suspended for this fixture, getting sent off. I think perhaps channeling back to the referee, was given a straight red. A harsh lesson for the young boy to learn.
Yeah, no nonsense from that referee, was it? Joe Carter tries to surge through for Charlton. Now, this is Lewis Perkins, who we were talking about beforehand. Flagged offside there, but he has been terrific this season. Scored a hat-trick on his 18th birthday in a 5-2 win against Southampton back in September. 3 of his 10 goals so far this campaign. Scored only 3 in the whole of last season. Chelsea really going to have to watch him. It's Connor Clifford. Now Lalkovic. Conor Morris at left back for Charlton is going to have a busy evening, it looks like.
Morris dealt with it well though. Lalkovic trying to take him on the outside, but he stayed with him, pace for pace.
Here's Sala, the Italian. Another corner for Chelsea.
It's a decent start to the game, 5 minutes gone, 2 corners. We've dominated possession so far. Charlton haven't really had a great deal of a say in the way the game's gone so far. It's a lovely little corner in.
Great ball in, right towards Bruma on the far post. Couldn't get the shot away. Holds on to possession. Hammered clear by Freddie Warren for Charlton.
Gökhan Torres put a wonderful ball in. I wondered if it's going to be a little short early on, but clearly they practiced that. Flick on, he missed out every single Charlton player, and the ball at the end, I think it was Jeffrey Bruma, far side. Couldn't quite get the ball out of his feet in the end to get a shot away.
Strong defending from Carl Jenkinson, the captain.
They can't keep the ball at the moment, Charlton, can they? That's their problem.
Connor Clifford having to stretch there. Here's Warren. What a poor ball that was. Tamatuna was on his way.
Well, he got out of jail there, Sam. The keeper wasn't the best clearance in the world. Here's the corner up from Gökhan. In the end, it was flicked on by Lalkovic, and it was Jeffrey Bruma. Couldn't quite get it under his control, Gary, could he? In the end, he managed to get the ball back across, but decent start to the game for Chelsea. 2 set pieces, one causing particular problems there.
Bruma's captain the reserve side twice this season. Not on the score sheet this season for either the reserves or the youth. Here's Danny Papo.
Nice idea. Just couldn't quite execute the pass. Once again, Charlton really struggling to get hold of the ball at the moment. I think Derby would be reasonably happy 7 minutes in, the way things have gone. Once again, Charlton have a throw in, but giving away possession. And that would be worrying for Damien, I'm sure, at these early stages of the game. They don't seem to be able to keep possession at all.
Here's Pell for Charlton. Oh, big long up and unders towards Lewis Perkins and Tamatuna. Chelsea are dealing with that very comfortably at the moment.
Yeah, I think from Charlton's perspective, they just want to get the ball. Maybe keep it. Maybe 1 or 2 passes at the back. Get used to having the ball. None of their players at the moment have really settled into this game. Good news for us. From Charlton's perspective, let's get on the ball, pass the ball around, get used to playing. There he is, Damien.
Very familiar face for Chelsea fans. And Chelsea TV viewers as well. sloppy, given away. Perkins, Tuna waiting in the centre. Oh, and the goalkeeper with a horrible fumble. Well, Sam Walker's really got out of jail there. He's helped out by Danny Papo, but that was a terrible flap.
Well, time seemed to stand still. Best chance of the game so far. And Sam is a relieved young man. Danny Papo, so composed on the line. Aziz has given the ball away and they take advantage. A lovely little ball out. It's a decent ball in. Sam has got to claim that. He really has. And he doesn't make a connection. And here, the time stands still. You take it, now I'll take it. In the end, the ball was cleared. Some indecision from Danny. And Sam Walker leads to Charlton's first corner.
No, the contact from Tuna was absolutely terrible. Much to Chelsea's gratitude. Picks it up again, knocks it back to Morris. Oh, square ball, which worked out well. This is Bellamy. Bruma goes across and wins the throw. Touch of authority there from Jeffrey Bruma. Not often you see players playing in the Youth Cup side 3 years in a row. This shows how good Jeffrey was at a very young age.
It's not often you see players in the Youth Cup that played in the first team.
Oh, very true, yeah. Very true. Billy Clifford with a good run there. Now Connor Clifford.
Nice ball. Nice transition there, looking to switch play. He's having a really good season so far. I'm a big fan of Connor Clifford. Tenacious in the tackle, loves to get forward, can score goals. He breaks some attacks and sets things up as well. I think he's got a bright future, the boy.
Bruma's ball forward. Out of the way by Mambo. 10 minutes gone. Chelsea certainly dominating possession. There's one or two defensive lapses which will give Dermot Drummy cause for concern.
Yeah, from Sam, I don't think Sam that Walker has made a great start. Not particularly good clearance from when he was received the back pass. Really should have done much better with the cross. Some little nerves early on, Gary.
Bruma, Clifford to Billy Clifford. Lalkovic. And that will do for Charlton. Lalkovic with 1 goal for the youth team and 1 for the reserves this season. He just had his 17th birthday. Chelsea have certainly kept the Charlton fans who've come to the Valley tonight very quiet in the opening stages. The ball's hammered out of play by Pelt.
Yeah, good work down the right-hand side. Billy Clifford taking some of the throws. Slowly but surely, we're inching our way up the byline.
Billy Clifford with the throw.
Didn't have a lot to aim up there, Gary, did he? Just got that one choice. I think maybe needs 1 or 2 more options there. Just Lalkovic that seems to be on show. However, it's worked. Another set piece. Over comes Cantore. The last corner we had, Gary, from this side caused all sorts of problems at the back. Let's see if we can do the same again.
Got a lovely left foot. Cantore. Corner number 3. Again into the mix, and the header was from Mitrovic.
Not too dissimilar, was it, from the previous one? This time the header goes in on target. You'd expect the keeper to make the save. Again he does. Look how unmarked he is, the pair of them. Lalkovic, Mitrovic there, in at the near post. Maybe someone on the goalkeeper there may well have caused a bit more confusion.
Got 6 goals this season for the youth team, Mitrovic.
Chance was on for that ball in behind there. Didn't quite execute it as well as he should have done. Lalkovic had an opportunity to play. There's plenty of grass in behind. And Charlton really are struggling at the moment, just to keep any kind of possession. The best chance has come, really, has come from our frailties at the back. They haven't had any sustained amount of possession, and Chelsea really have settled in this game far better.
Well, both of the fullbacks just lumping it up to the 2 strikers. We saw there a challenge by Aziz Conte here. I think he winded his opponent with a little knee in the stomach, entirely accidental. Just mean a little break in play. It's Liam Bellamy, who is so quick, hasn't yet been able to move through the gears because he hasn't seen the ball enough. Just speaking there with Yado Mambo, who's brought him back into the side tonight, Damien Matthew. And I'm sure he's concerned at the way his defenders are just hoofing it upfield. Chelsea will deal with that 9 times out of 10. Bellamy will be okay. There's McEachran. Back to Papo.
It's better pressure from Charlton. See, they're higher up the pitch now as a unit now, and not allowing Chelsea to come out so freely at the back and having to move the ball backwards and sideways. And we've not seen this from Charlton so far. They've allowed Chelsea to come out and pretty much have the freedom. And for the first time, once again, they see the closing down, and they need to be closer. There to put the midfield under pressure, and Chelsea now allowed to play.
Billy Clifford. Ball up towards Salah. Salah chipping it in nicely. They're looking for a flag here against Mitrovic. He tried to come back in on his left. Cleared as far as Connor Clifford. Got a good strike on him, as we've seen many times this season.
Yeah, that ball was travelling. I'll tell you what, I think it would have been on target as well.
Connor Clifford again, through to Mitrovic. And a sliding challenge from Mambo. Another corner.
Best period of the game for Chelsea now. Starting to look menacing going forward. Lovely ball there from Jacobo Side. Just dinks it over the heads. See there that Mitrovic couldn't quite get his shot away.
Fourth corner taken short by Torre this time. Lalkovic pulling it back deeper.
It's a waste. That's a big waste.
Jacopo Sala with the eventual strike. Another one who's yet to score this season.
Never looked comfortable, did he? Ball bounces just before it comes into him. Would have preferred it, I think, on the volley, but couldn't get his body over the ball to keep it down.
And Charlton with a rare set-piece opportunity here.
Yeah, I think the referee got that one right. There was a shove in the back.
Taken by Pell. And Joe Carter coming in from the left-hand side, trying to win that in the air.
Sure, that would have been the best idea. They got possession inside Chelsea's half. They've opted for a long pass. In the end, Sam has got a goal kick. Despite Chelsea having more possession, neither side has really created much of an opportunity. Charlton had the best, of course, from that defensive error. So far, neither goalkeeper's had much of a save to make.
Oh, Chelsea, the authors of their own misfortune there in midfield. But Lalkovic tries to retrieve.
Charlton's passing is not what it should be. I'm sure Damien will be a little disappointed with the way they're keeping possession at the moment.
Papo to Bruma. And Dean Conte. Nice little 1-2. And he's in round the back here. Well, he could have run a bit further there.
Well, that's wonderful build-up play down the left-hand side. And you're absolutely right, Gary. I think another touch out of his feet would have been better. Just thinking what Ashley Cole would have done in that situation. Wonderful, but lovely first-time pass, and now he's in. And Gokhan just lays it in. I think now he's got that touch. He's got the beating of Bellamy. I think he's got to knock that ball out of his feet and get himself in the box and wait for the cavalry to arrive. And he's always asking a lot of his front men.
Harry Pell giving the ball away this time. Salah. Connor Clifford. That's a foul by Salah on Freddie Warren. Taken quickly. Oh, again.
Once again, I think it's another set piece. Then. It's the second one in as many minutes that I feel as though they just need to get hold of the ball for a second, Charlton. They look a little nervous on the ball. I don't think they strung 3 or 4 passes together. pretty much what we're doing here. Just get the ball at your feet, move it around, make Charlton work for it, and they've done none of that, and partly down to their own bad passing, and partly because they haven't really had possession.
Bruma was caught in possession there, but he's been helped out by his defensive partner, Dani Papo. Lalkovic towards Torre. Surging run from the Turkish under-21 international. And back to Lalkovic, shooting chance. And blocked by Jenkinson, the Charlton skipper.
Once again, the left-hand side proves... Oh, that's disappointing. Just about to say, the left-hand side managed to exploit again. This time Gökhan Torre gets in behind. Lovely little flick. That's a burst of pace. Managed to get away from Pell. Plays a little ball in to young Josh. Gets it onto his stronger left foot. And then you can say it's decent defending.
Oh, Sam Walker.
And he's far too casual for me, Sam. Far too casual at the moment. He needs to make sure he does things right.
It away again to Bellamy. And he's been helped out by Bruma. Bellamy once more. Well, two mistakes in a matter of seconds there from the goalkeeper.
Well, two big mistakes, and that's he's making a habit of that in this game. That's 3 or 4 so far this game, and he needs to make sure he does the simple things well. And as soon as he stops the ball, he gives himself a problem. For me, any goalkeeper needs, early in the game, as soon as that ball is rolled back, don't take a touch, don't stop the ball, clear it. Even if it's on your weaker foot, make sure you clear it and go for angles. Go wide, don't go down the middle, because we just saw there, if you play balls, straight balls, you do give it away, it causes more problems.
Nice play from Mitrovic, back to Connor Clifford. Another long-range effort. Oh, and a good save by Binks this time. What a strike that was.
Well, we know he can score from there. We've seen him do it on 2 or 3 occasions already this season for both youth and reserve. As soon as he gets a sight on goal, manages to get a yard of space, strikes it well, it dips, and then, yeah, that's a decent save. It's always difficult for keepers just as it bounces before it hits them.
20 minutes gone, and this is Chelsea's 5th corner. Lalkovic takes this time. Mitrovic near post, beaten to the ball by Warren.
Not a good corner. Not a good corner. I want to swing it in around about head height. I mean, bounces even before reaches any players, and he's having a bit of a nervous start, is young Sam. It's a decent, well, it's a decent ball back, but as soon as he stops it now, he's got to kick it now. Takes way too long, far too casual. And here's the opportunity. He's got to clear it first time. Clear it first time. He has another touch. That's where you've got to clear it. Don't stop the ball. Even if it's on your weaker foot, go for touch. Of course, Danny, he wouldn't appreciate the first pass back, but he takes far too long and very, very casual for me.
Clifford, McEachran. Connor Clifford to Lalkovic. He found Billy Clifford. Lalkovic was waiting for the ball wide, never came. Now Bruma. Charlton quite happy to let Chelsea have it here. Good ball from Dani Papo. Nicely taken by Salah as well. And he's got it in towards Mitrovic. Chelsea getting closer. Torre. Salah once more. And we get the telling blow here. McEachran to Connor Clifford. Just the foot in from Jenkinson.
Good pressure from Chelsea. Slowly but surely you feel, Gary, that Chelsea's pressure will pay off.
Carter.
It's really disappointing from Charlton. But now we're starting to express ourselves. There's a bit more of a confidence going through the players as we... It's a lovely ball from young Dan. Lovely first touch. And now he runs at the fullback, shapes up to go one way, goes the other. Managed to get the cross in on his left foot. Wasn't the best cross in the world, but just not dealt with by Charlton. In the end, they managed to scramble it clear.
Well, left back Conor Morris dealing with it. We're midway through the first half at the Valley. Here come Charlton with Pell. That's quickly broken up.
Lovely challenge by Danny there. Really gone in solid, won the ball cleanly. It's a big, strong lad, still very, very young. One of the, well, probably the youngest lad in the Chelsea youth team, but a giant of a man. Towers over me.
Billy Clifford finding Lalkovic here.
Yeah, shakes his head. It's worth a dig. Cut in on his weaker left foot. Managed to get a yard of space. Managed just to evade. It's worth a strike from that sort of distance. Just hasn't connected the way he would have liked.
Well, hasn't scored the number of goals that he would have liked so far this season. But he has shown real flashes of inspiration at times. Milan. There's Papo's header. Lalkovic again. Got the throw. Billy Clifford to take.
It's poor. It's poor. Done well to work the space. Managed to get deep inside their half. That'll probably disappoint Dermot, but I think he'll be generally pleased the way the game has gone. He'll perhaps be looking to create a few more opportunities with the amount of possession that we have had.
Sam Walker will want too many of those back passes after the way it's gone for him in the opening 25 minutes.
That's what he needs to do. First time, clear the ball. Don't stop it. As soon as you stop it, it throws the momentum back in the way of the attacking player, especially a little nervous.
Billy Clifford. Versatile player he is.
Used to have young Billy, was a roving midfielder. Used to get up and down the right-hand side. Fierce competitor he is, Bill. He always wants to win. He's very emotional about the game. Starting to really mature as a young man, as a player. As soon as you talk about it.
I think he was listening to you there, Jason.
No, he's come a long way, Billy, and I used to play him at right back in the under-12s, and he always used to get forward. He's an attack-minded player, but he really has developed. He's a good lad.
Perkins, we've seen very little of. Conor Morris getting forward from left back for the first time, really. As you say, the only real times we've seen Charlton as an attacking force are when they've been presented the ball by a defensive error from Chelsea. Warren, he scored a spectacular goal against Bolton earlier in the season.
Once again, Charlton's inability to keep possession costs them. Under no real pressure, giving it away, and we really do have to capitalise on this. If you know, it's at times in games where we're dominating without really making it tell, without creating a glut of chances. Most of the game is being played in the middle third. Although we've had possession, we haven't really hurt them so far. I think Dermot will be looking to turn this possession into chances, and those chances into goals.
Conor Clifford. Out to Aziz Dean Conte. Mitrovic using his height to empower. Free kick.
He's done well.
By Bellamy.
He's done really well there, because it wasn't the best ball up, it was floated up, and want to whiz those balls in with a bit more pace, but he's done well to control it and managed to get it down in the end. Wins a free kick. There's an opportunity. Haven't had too many free kicks where we can put the ball in the box. Corners, yes, but not so many free kicks.
Scored 5 goals from 8 starts in the youth team last season. He's already gone past that tally this campaign. There's a free kick opportunity for Chelsea.
Yeah, they'll be looking for the likes of Danny and Jeffrey coming from the back.
Papo and Bruma both in there, as you can see. Lalkovic to take. In towards Bruma. Well, where was the marking? Who cares from Chelsea's point of view? The defending was dreadful. The glancing header was right into the net. His first of the season, and Chelsea lead.
Well, I don't think this is a particularly great ball in all honesty. I was just waiting for the goalkeeper to come and claim this. There's a lot of height on it. I think, where's the keeper? He's got caught in no man's land. No one's marking him, and he's headed that in the 6-yard box. And in the end, I think he'll admit that's one of the easiest goals he'll probably ever score. No marking on the edge of the 6-yard box. The keeper's got caught in no man's land. And I said that the boys from the back, Jeffrey and Danny, will be arriving, and They most certainly did. It's no more than we deserve. We've been the better side. I think Dermot will be delighted that the fact that we have now dominated possession, we've turned that into chances and turned it into goals. And now we've got to look to build on this. Take advantage now while we're on top.
Well, in the end, the goal was so simple. From Damien Matthews' point of view, it was a catastrophe.
Well, in the end, there was no marking. I mean, you know, whatever happens, you have to stay goal side. And it seemed to me as if only one player dropped with Jeffrey, whoever's marking him, and the goalkeeper's come. No, he hasn't, and he stopped in the end. As far as the goal's conceded, it was a pretty lame goal, but full marks for Jeffrey for taking advantage.
He was ever present in the run to the final a couple of years ago, despite being well, only 16 at the start of that campaign. Well, the furrowed brow of Damien Matthew tells the story. He kept Chelsea at bay, but the simplest of set-piece goals has undone Charlton.
Yeah, I'll be disappointed with that, Damien. You know, sometimes you have to concede if it's a really good ball and a really good header. I don't think it's a particularly great ball, and to be honest with you, it was a free header, and you know, that'll be the most disappointing aspect about that for Damien. But we have been the better side. Yeah, we've got that nice one-goal cushion. Perhaps we can really start to express ourselves, take advantage of our domination, create more chances, and hopefully get that second goal.
Billy Clifford into Connor Clifford, back to Danny Papo. Here's the goal scorer, Bruma. Mentioned earlier, he's been absent from the score sheet, and that's all changed now in a very important game. Lalkovic looking for Salah, didn't quite come off for him. Tenacious defending from Billy Clifford.
Does really well, Billy.
No messing from Sam Walker there.
Well, that's what he's got to do. Don't stop the ball. Just as soon as that ball comes into your feet, clear it.
Bellamy. Dean Conte matching him for pace.
Done really well.
Before.
Done really well. You know how quick Bellamy can be. You mentioned earlier he's
Essex sprinter, yeah, as a schoolboy.
Done well there. Just to shepherd the ball out harmlessly.
Very quiet at the Valley from the home contingent. They haven't really had an awful lot to cheer about in this first half. Chelsea dominating possession and territorial advantage.
Well, we're firmly in the driving seat. I'm sure the boys out there will now be far more relaxed. Now they've got that goal advantage, but we've got to move on. We've got to make sure we get that second goal. They're there for the taking at the moment, I feel, Charlton.
They do look vulnerable. And Salah away from Warren. Dean Conte. Connor Clifford.
Once again, Charlton failing. They win the ball and failing to keep hold of it. It's been the opening half hour of this game. It's pretty much the way the game has gone for them. Not managed to keep possession, and we win it back early. And their build-up play has been far better.
Perkins. I think if you watch the tape of the first half, you'd struggle to find a passage of play where Charlton have strung three passes together. Salah beaten away, almost straight to Mitrovic, and it's been well dealt with by Mambo.
Well, I don't think he looked too convinced himself there, Jacobo Salah, did he? Decent strike to start off with. The goalkeeper's parried it. Young Binks. He nearly fell. Was it to Josh McCracken? The ball fell out to in the end, and they managed to scramble it clear.
Tuna. Straight to Papo. Salah.
Once again, it's been a feature of the game for them, hasn't it? They win possession and they don't manage to build on it.
Well, the skipper's taking charge here. Jenkinson from fullback. He's been stopped by Bruma. I think that's just frustration from the Charlton captain, determined to try and drive his side on. It's appreciated by the home fans. nonsense clearance there from Pablo. Up towards Mitrovic. This is Jenkinson though for Charlton. He uses his goalkeeper. And Binks has made a couple of good saves in this first half.
Yes, he has, you're absolutely right. And from Jacopo Sala. Here's the opportunity. Connor Clifford early on. Managed to get in behind their back line. Never quite sure what the Bulls do these days. He's committed himself and it's gone down, but just parried it back. The goalkeeper was trying to push the ball out wide.
I'm not sure that Mitrovic was anticipating that parry. Mitrovic just held off by Mambo, who is a giant of a centre-back. What he lacks in technique, he certainly makes up for in physical presence. Pell. Morris stopped by Connor Clifford.
Closing down from Clifford.
Forward by Jenkinson for Charlton. Another aimless long ball though, wasn't it? Warren. That's better, up towards Perkins, but his touch let him down.
Just when you thought Charlton might be able to produce something, they give possession away again. And
lovely run by Dean Conte here. He's going all the way to the edge of the area. And the shot is parried. It was a lovely run from the fullback, and Mitrovic just couldn't beat the goalkeeper.
I think he's got to do a little better there, Mitrovic. I think he's got to lift that over the goalkeeper. Because it's beautifully rolled to him, nice pace, it's on his right foot. The goalkeeper was off his line by some distance. I think he'll be disappointed he hasn't scored from there. I think that's a wonderful opportunity.
Warren. And Cousins. Captain the England schoolboys in the recent Victory Shield clash with Scotland. Pell. Oh, Connor Clifford there, getting himself between player and ball, getting the free kick. Typical Connor Clifford.
Does well, bit of frustration I think there from Charlton.
Was a chance for Mitrovic, wasn't it?
I think it's a great chance. I mean, let's give Conte some credit there. And it's here, the ball rolls to him. Look at the goalkeeper is now. Look, I think he's got to do better. I think look at the amount of goal he can lift it over his head. I think there's an awful lot of goal to shoot at, and I think that's a really weak effort. And really, what a wonderful opportunity to take a 2-goal lead.
Carter. Space far side for Bellamy. Quickly closed down by Toure, wasn't he? Now Cousins. Bellamy again. He could get the cross in here, but McEachran tracking back. Charlton corner.
Well done, Josh McEachran. And also Toure working hard the other side now. Haven't seen much of Charlton in Chelsea's final third, but they've managed to get themselves a corner. If they are going to get back into it, I'm sure Damien will feel this is as good as opportunity from a set piece. You have a distinct height advantage with the likes of Danny at the back and also Jeffrey Bruma.
That's a curious corner. Sam Walker came, and it's good save in the end. The shot was from Perkins, and Sam Walker recovered. Picked up by Warren. And dealt with by Aziz Dean Conte. Another nightmarish moment for the goalkeeper, but he did recover. And Chelsea on the counter. Mitrovic couldn't pick out his man, Lalkovic.
Mitrovic giving away possession there.
The goalkeeper's thrown it straight to Lalkovic. And all the way through to Salah. Can he finish here? Oh, no he can't. So close to 2-0. A comedy of errors, Jason.
A catalogue of errors there, absolutely, from both sides. And I was just waiting for the flag to come up. That's a strike. You can't see from that angle, but he looks a mile offside. Oh dear, that's as big a miss as you're ever going to see. He has to be offside. No decision was given. The keeper comes out and does all he can. But Jacopo Sala there, as he glances up and looks at the linesman, realises
there must be offside. I think the referee's arm was up, Jason, wasn't it? But even so, not a good strike at goal, was it? That's 30 seconds there, which It's not a great advert for the Youth Cup in terms of defensive frailties from both sides.
Well, from Chelsea's point of view, I think we should have done a lot better earlier. Mitrovic trying to pick out Lalkovic, and it was a poor pass. It'd have been better off holding on to it. Charlton possibly having one of the better spells they've had in this first half, managing to keep possession and managing to move us around a little more than they have done so far. 38 gone.
I'm sure their top scorer will feel he should have scored from that corner. It's run through here to Tuna. Good save by Walker. And Tuna, that's blocked by Papo.
Well, their best spell of the game presents them their best opportunity of the game. Tuna's gone through. Should do better in my opinion. Lovely ball, wonderful run in behind Danny. He's wrong side, and give Sam Walker some credit. He hasn't had the best game so far. Stands up, manages to pull off a decent save, and Danny Mills atones for his error.
Well, the last corner produced a really good chance for Charlton. Again, it's just lifted in. Keeper doesn't come this time. Carter. And dealt with by Lalkovic. And as far as Tuna. Nice first touch away from Mitrovic. Good kick to Chelsea, foul by Tuna.
I'm not sure it was a foul, we'll take it however.
He certainly doesn't think so, flailing his arms at the referee. Frustration.
Been one of their better players, I think. He certainly very composed on the ball. He's had their two best chances, well, they've only had two.
Well, he hasn't played in the first team, Jason. He started in the football trophy against Barnet and scored in that game, actually, a couple of months ago. And he's got a handful of first team sub-appearances in the league. Just hasn't seen enough of the ball. The service to him has been awful.
You do get the feeling, though, if they were to supply him a little more and perhaps go through the middle of the park a little more and give him some support, it could cause one or two problems. It's a wonderful run, lovely pass in behind. He'll be disappointed he hasn't really certainly made the goalkeeper work a little hard. It was straight at Sam Walker. That will do his confidence the world of good.
Lalkovic on the charge, dealt with by Conor Morris.
But despite the fact that we have dominated and we've been the better side, we are only one goal ahead, and that'll, I'm sure, if they can go in at 1-0, Damien will be saying to his boys, we're still in this game. One opportunity that we can take advantage, and we're back in it.
Papo. McEachran through for Salah. No, the keeper wasn't sure, was he? Good strike.
Now, once again, Takamo Sala's becoming more and more influential as this game goes on. He has the strike, manages to get a yard. No one closed him down, manages to turn. Wasn't the best strike in the world. He was falling away, he's just losing his balance. But in the end, you have to give Jack Binks some credit. Probably been their best player so far, the keeper. Another well-timed save.
Sixth Chelsea corner. Another telling ball from Torre. Comes through to Lalkovic. Almost fell for Mitrovic. Well, they do look extremely vulnerable at the back, Charlton.
Binks has been to their rescue 2 or 3 times. In a fine game, the keeper. Perhaps could have done a little better on the goal.
Two sides were due to meet actually again in the league on Saturday. Obviously that wasn't ideal, so that's been postponed until the 12th of February. But, Chelsea having won 3-0 in the league already and then 1-0 up here, I'm sure that will have a bit of spice to it when it comes around. Lalkovic over the free kick here. Last one from this sort of position led to the goal. And Charlton defend better this time. Well, it wasn't terribly convincing. Connor Clifford. Determination from McEachran. Now Salah. Torre, down he goes. Here's Salah, shooting chance again maybe. Bruma has another go, and why not?
They just couldn't clear it, Charlton, could they? didn't look very comfortable at all there. Scrambled the ball away from the original free kick. Jacobo Sala, as I said before, becoming more and more influential in this game. And then the strike does come in from Jeffrey. It's a decent enough strike. You'd expect the goalkeeper to play that as he does, quite comfortably.
They seem determined to try and play their way out, Charlton. And as they haven't been passing the ball very well, that's extremely dangerous.
Once again, they just don't seem to be able to keep the ball for any sustained period of time. Partly down to the way that we play, but also I think partly the fact that they just don't look too comfortable on the ball. They've given away possession again, and I think Damon will be really frustrated about that.
Sala, Mitrovic waiting. Sala running at Mambo, he could lay it off for Clifford.
Yeah, he should have done. Wrong choice for me.
Torre. Here's Connor Clifford. Billy Clifford.
It's a good end to the first half from Chelsea. Good solid end.
Yeah, it's almost like Charlton just waiting for Chelsea to score the second goal.
Well, you get the feeling, despite the fact that we're just about halfway, that the second goal would be enough to win this tie, the way that it's gone so far.
Connor Clifford has been rock steady in the heart of that midfield. Danny Papo.
Better pressure from Charlton. Tuna was the one that was doing all the closing down. They haven't done that enough for me, Charlton. They haven't pressed enough as a unit. Individually, they need to work a little harder, I think, to close the ball down. And once again, Chelsea allowed to turn on the ball.
Danny Papo. So we move towards stoppage time. McEachran. Bruma. And 1 minute has been signalled. There we go. Papo to Bruma.
A bit too easy at the moment, isn't it, for Chelsea? A bit too easy.
Chasing shadows, Charlton. Oh, what a good ball to Lalkovic, who strains every sinew to get there. Mitrovic is waiting, and the downward header eventually from Torre.
Good play, really good play. Does well to keep the ball in. Wonderful cross in, and Torre's done all he can, really, I suppose, but the goalkeeper was equal to it.
Salah. Is there one more attack in this first half? Connor Clifford moves away from Warren. Referee has a little look at the watch, and there is the half-time whistle, and Chelsea deservedly in front here thanks to the 28th minute goal from Jeffrey Bruma, his first of the season. A glancing header totally unmarked from Milan Lalkovic's free kick. Marko Mitrovic will reflect on a good opportunity. Chelsea's top scorer in goal, Sam Walker, hasn't looked too assured, and Charlton may have capitalised on one of his errors in that first half. But so far so good for Dermot Drummy. As we go back to the studio, it's Charlton 0, Chelsea 1.
It certainly is, and just like the players, we're going to take a quick break, but don't go far, as when we return, we'll be looking back on the first half. We'll be back to the Valley for reaction, and then there's the all-important second half live and exclusive only here on Chelsea TV.
Yes, sir. So, would you mind stepping out of the car and doing a breath test?
Look, you had 2 pints, you're over the limit. That's a 12-month ban and a criminal record.
Hey, it's company policy. I've got to let you go.
I know there's only 20,000 on the clock, but that's my final offer.
That's just great, Matt. No licence, no job. Now what?
So, what's it gonna be?
118 24/7. Give them a call. It's directory heaven. If you need a cab, the service is fab. You fancy a curry and it's there in a hurry. Yeah. 118 24/7. Send them a text. It's directory heaven.
Want a kitchen extension, a pizza or pension, a plumber or sparks, or a place to see sharks?
118 24/7.
It's directory heaven.
Duracell Ultra, the most powerful Duracell alkaline ever. Duracell Ultra, the power to do more. And now, buy 4 and get 4 for free on special Duracell Ultra and Plus packs.
Here's Lenny! A bad night's sleep at some hotels can really make you grumpy. But with ensuite bathrooms and comfortable family rooms for 4, you'll always sleep well at Premier Inn. Rooms from just £29 for short breaks. Premier Inn. Everything's Premier, but the price.
Nothing matches that dentist level of clean. But imagine if you could get a dentist clean feeling every time you brush at home. You can with Oral-B rechargeable toothbrushes. Their unique cupping action surrounds each tooth to sweep away up to twice as much plaque as a regular manual brush. The power of a dentist clean feeling every day. And right now, all Oral-B professional care brushes can be found at half price.
All this Christmas, game are full to bursting with brilliant value deals for everyone.
So if you want savings by the sackful, you know where to head.
We've got games for all the family that could all save you money big time.
There's different game deals every week.
Plus hundreds of buy one, get one free offers.
And loads of mega value bundles on PS3, Nintendo DSi, Wii and Xbox 360. Want a sack full of savings this Christmas? Game. Start here.
Hello and welcome back to Youth Cup Live. We're at the break at the Valley. It is Charlton 0, Chelsea 1. Gentlemen, and I'll start with you, Carl. It's a deserved lead for the Blues going into half-time.
Oh, definitely. I think by and large we've been in control of the game. They've passed the ball well. You can see the philosophy of Dermot and the youth team and what we try to do at Chelsea, where they're coming out from the back and we're very comfortable on the ball. And we have created a lot of chances as well. So it's been a very positive first 45.
And Scott, they settled in very quickly.
Well, I thought it was a bit of a bitty sort of start, really, the first 10-15 minutes. Neither team really was able to get the ball down, and it was us in the end who were able to do that. And it's interesting he went for that 4-3-3 formation and talked about how he wants the wingers to get involved. When they actually have got involved, and Jakob Osala's been out a few times out on the wing, we've looked dangerous, so I can see why he wanted to do that. I would just like to see them do a little bit more, but we definitely look the better side, no doubt about that.
Well, let's go through the story of the game, and it was nearly first blood to Charlton, and it's Sam Walker, and we were slightly surprised to see his name on the team sheet, Carl, because he had a foot injury until very recently, and we thought it was going to be Haxia in goal, but Sam Walker got the nod today. A slight mix-up with Aziz at the back, and if Tuna had been a little bit more aware of his surroundings, it could have been first blood to Charlton.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, we were very surprised that he was chosen for the game. He has had an ongoing problem with his foot for the last few months. So we see here where when the ball comes in, you know, he's just lost control of it, I think, as it comes over. And Tuna, if he reacts quicker, you know, he should put the ball in the back of the net there.
I think he was just a little bit surprised. He couldn't believe the ball had fallen to him.
Yeah, maybe so. But then you have Danny Papo, who was so casual, it seems, on the goal line there. It was just a bit of a hairy moment, you know. You just want one of them just to take control and just clear the ball, because, like you say, if Tuna's got a better connection there, that ball's in the back of the net.
That was as early as 9 minutes in, but then it's Marko Mitrovic that had a chance to get Chelsea into things. 13 minutes on the clock with a header from a set piece.
Yeah, listen, that's a difficult chance. You're in front of the near post. You've got to try and generate pace as well as get the accuracy, and I thought he did pretty well to do that, really. So.
Connor Clifford is a person, Carl, that we spoke about quite a lot about in this first half, the type of player he is, and you were saying that you like Connor Clifford as a player.
Yeah, I think he's a great player, and I think he gives that, you know, dimension where he is tough tackling. You know, he's energetic, he gets box to box, and he puts his foot in. You know, there's not many players in there who are as aggressive as Connor. But he's very comfortable on the ball as well, and as you've just seen there, he's more than capable of picking the ball up around 25 yards and having a strike on goal.
And we've been talking about the rise of the Slovakians, and Milan Lalkovic. I mean, he's got a bit of competition with Vice out there and Miroslav Stock, but He was looking quite lively early on in this game.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pace, Milan, you know, that's what he's known for, and you can just see there as he cuts inside, or he can go down the line and use that pace that he has.
Charlton are going to be very unhappy with how they conceded this goal, Scott.
Well, you know, we talked about Sam, and I think we'll talk about him a little bit more, but again, the goalkeeper here, Bink, should be doing it a lot better. I mean, that's such a simple header for Jeffrey Bruma. Jace was right in commentary, it's not particularly fantastic ball in, but he's put it in the right place. But I mean, a keeper should be coming out and claiming that, even if he can't catch it, come out and punch and almost be shouting and screaming and almost scare Jeffrey that he's not going to get a proper connection. But 6 yards out, he's not going to miss him there.
Quite hard to scare Jeffrey Bruma.
Well, you can try.
Then we find Jacopo Sol, and he's one of these players that we've seen in a number of positions. I've seen him play holding midfielder for the reserves, and Carl, you were saying that he likes to see himself more as an out-and-out winger.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's been difficult for Jacopo because he hasn't really held down a certain position. So he's been used a lot around, you know, the midfield, number 6 role, in front of the back 4, or as the number 10 as you see him tonight. But he prefers to be out wide. But I mean, it can only benefit his game if he's playing in numerous positions.
And you find after the goal we were starting to get more and more control of this game. We were getting more and more chances, and by this point we had well and truly settled into this match and taken control.
We had, yeah. I mean, you know, really, Carl was right. I mean, we should be perhaps even a little bit further up, possibly 2 or 3 nil up, really. But a good run here from Aziz, does well. I think the referee also does well. You can see just playing on and just plays it inside there. And again, we talked about connections earlier on, a better connection there, and perhaps would have given the keeper no chance at all.
Now, Tamir Tuna, he was the man we were all looking out for. He got the hat-trick in the last round, and maybe he should have put them ahead early on. Should he have done better with that chance, Scott?
Without a doubt. I mean, it's a lovely ball. You can see in between the 2 centre-halves. I mean, Danny, you know, he's got to be watching, and certainly even Clifford, the right back, he's got to be talking to him and letting him know that the guy's coming in behind him. So there's 1, there's a communication there. 2, he should be seeing that, Danny. And 3, obviously that was a good save. Let's be positive about Sam Walker. And again, down the other end, we look as if we are capable without... It's just a final third. It's either the right ball coming in or getting a proper connection in the shot. We're getting ourselves into the right positions, but we're not quite capitalising on that. And we deserve to be ahead. We perhaps deserve to be a little bit further ahead, and with more clinical finishing, we would be.
We deserve to be ahead. Final score at half-time. It's Charlton 0, Chelsea 1. As we like to do, we're crossing back pitch side to the Valley to see who Neil is speaking to, and I can tell you he's joined by Steve Holland and Lee Congerton. Neil.
That's right, Steve Holland, reserve team coach, and Lee Congerton, head of senior scouting. We know that we're looking for talent, but also we're looking for character and attitude. How crucial, Steve, is character and attitude when you're assessing a player?
Well, they need the necessary ability first and foremost, but then after that, you know, it's the single most important thing, and it can drive players to do better than they should do, and often, you know, has done throughout football. So it's vital, right up there at the top.
So if we take Bruma, Jeffrey Bruma, goal scorer and first team player as the example, is his attitude as good as better than everyone at his level?
No, I mean, his attitude is very good, that's for sure. He's very focused, and I mean, football is a roller coaster. You know, you're 1 minute you're up there, the next minute you're down there. Injuries, you know, suspensions, missing big games, etc. Next minute you're scoring the winning goal and you're the hero. And to negotiate those ups and downs, you know, you need to have a strong character. Stay nice and level-headed. You know, continue to work hard and apply yourself even when things are going well. I mean, Jeffrey's certainly got those qualities, that's for sure.
Lee, what do you look for in a player?
Well, I think you've always got to look at the intelligence and the speed of the player, the thought, but you know, the technique, the mental strength. So you're looking at, you know, all those areas really. But someone's got a little bit different. You know, I always remember, you know, when we were fortunate to see Gael Kakuta, and he was a player that lit you up with something different. He still does that, you know, now when you see him. But a lot of the boys tonight, you know, they're playing with a bit of enthusiasm. I'd like to see a little bit more. But generally, you know, making the right decisions at the right time. But it's a process, and you know, we're looking for them to keep developing and learning on game by game.
How important is Gael Kakuta's attitude? How good is his attitude?
Yeah, no, he's a fantastic boy. You know, he's always plays football with a smile on his face. He needs to work at his game still. He's got a long way to go. But you know, glimpses of his natural abilities coming through. But he wants to improve, and like all the boys, they do want to improve, and that's the most important thing. We've got a good set of coaches working with the players, but it's a process, and you know, these are only 17, 18-year-olds, and it takes a little bit of time to get into our first team. This year we've seen it obviously with Fabio Barini, Jeffrey Bruma, Gael Kakuta. So it's starting to happen. Carlo's been first class, and hopefully we can see a few more over the season.
They're coming out for the second half. Well, you've been in the dressing room at half-time, Steve. Any secrets you can reveal?
No, I think the key thing really is when Josh has managed to find Jacopo, we've looked very dangerous. And playing the way that they're playing, I think to try and link Jacopo a little bit more. Connor and Josh have played a lot of square balls and backward balls. So try and play forwards a little bit more, try and get Jacko a bit more involved, and then hopefully he'll try and get the front three going, and we'll be able to cause a few more problems.
Quickly, Lee, we reached the Youth Cup final 2 years ago. That was so thrilling. How important can a Youth Cup run be to youngsters?
I think it's vitally important to the youngsters. It's also important to the staff and to the club itself. You get good recognition, but the longer this tournament goes on, we seem to get better. We have a lot of players that are regular playing reserve team football that generally aren't playing in the youth team, so it's a little bit like two teams coming together. But it's very important, but we can't lose sight. It is about the individuals getting through the system and hopefully getting a career at Chelsea, and those that don't go on to have a career somewhere else.
And of course, winners are away to Nottingham Forest from this game.
Yeah, it's be a city ground, I would think. Forest are one of the clubs that do play on their home ground, so yeah, it's an opportunity for the winners tonight.
OK, well, Chelsea are out. Charlton, do you think they're giving up?
No, I don't think so. I think Damien will be winding them up a little bit in there, but hopefully we can get another goal and put the tie to bed.
OK, at this moment, Damien's winding them up. Back to Gigi.
OK, so we're waiting for the Charlton players.
Unless they have given up.
No, I'm sure they haven't given up. And Scott, Damien, tell me a little bit about Damien Matthew, because we know him from the Chelsea days, but you knew him from the age of what, 10, 12 years old?
Yeah, 10. We played for Kent County together at primary school level. So I've known Damien a very, very long time. He's a very competitive guy, one of the nicest guys off the field. Yeah. On the field, he's an animal. Technically he was very good, but he could put a tackle in and very competitive. This is a game he'd be wanted to win tonight, so yeah, I'm sure he will be livening them up in the second half, because the chances they've created have really been down to our mistakes.
Yeah.
So I think if we just try and sort that out at the back, I can see us going on and winning possibly by 2 or 3.
But then, Carl, he knows his side is still very much in this, because there have been a couple of weaknesses in our defence. They have created a few chances on their part. In 45 minutes, that's still a long way to go in this contest, and we only lead by 1-0.
Of course, and I think as long as it stays like that, Charlton will believe that they can get back into the game. And like you say, we have had a few scary moments in our own defence, which has been unfortunate, but I'm sure Dermot will address that. And we'll come out second half, and like Scott says, I expect us to win comfortably.
We're looking to get the result. We're looking to get to the 4th round in Nottingham Forest. But it's interesting listening to Steve and Lee there, because they're still looking at development. We just want the result and to get through, but they're still saying, no, we're looking at development and getting these players through the system. We're thinking, no, just get the results.
Yeah, the coaches always seem to have that mentality in their heads, but
yeah.
It still doesn't take away that it's a cup competition, and winning is the most important thing. I'm sure if you asked Dermot what would he rather, a win or a good performance, and to get beat, he'd want a win. There's no doubt about that. So as much as we do want to develop and progress ourselves, the FA Youth Cup is a chance to go into a different type of fixture and win games.
Steve and Lee are looking at the bigger picture, aren't they? They're not just talking about tonight, they're looking at the future and, of course, developing the youngsters. We are talking about this tonight, and we want to see the lads getting through, not just tonight, but to the FA Youth Cup final. It is a fantastic thing, and the lads would absolutely love it, and I'm sure the guys who were there a couple of years ago will be saying that to them.
Who stood out for you in the first half?
I like Jacopo Sala. I thought he was very good, and we talked about how he likes to play out wide. When he was out wide, I thought he looked very dangerous. Quite often he drifted to the left, and as a fullback, when you're up against that, if it's a right-sided play, you're not sure which way they're going to go, down the line or inside. Quite often he's gone inside and taken on the fullback and whipped a really good ball.
You're sticking with your predictions, gentlemen?
Most definitely.
I'm going with 2-0.
I think I'm on course.
I'm changing from 2-1 to 2-0.
OK, and you're sticking with 3-0?
Oh, yes, I'm bang on course, I think.
OK, perfect. Thank you for now. Right, well, with the instructions handed out, it's time to return to the Valley. And don't forget, there are no replays in this competition. We will have a winner by the end of the night with extra time and penalties on standby. Then Nottingham Forest waiting in the wings in the 4th round. So without further ado, it's back to your commentary team of Jason Cundy and Gary Taphouse.
Thank you, Gigi. Yes, Nottingham Forest beat Bury Town of Suffolk 5-2 in a topsy-turvy round 3 clash on Wednesday night. And they will host the winners of this in round 4 And you have to say, at the moment, that looks very much like being Chelsea. But Damien Matthew kept his players in the dressing room a long time during that half-time interval. The Blues boys were out very quickly. And I'm sure Damien has told his players, Jason, that first half just wasn't good enough.
I'm in no doubt, knowing Damien as well as I do, I'm in no doubt that Damien would have given it to them both barrels, because let's be honest, they were second best all over the pitch. They didn't keep the ball well enough. They were made to look ordinary at times, and you know, partly the fact that it was down to us, but I think partly as well, they have been poor, Charlton. They have been really poor tonight, and I very much doubt we're going to see as poor a performance second half from Charlton as we have in the first, and it's only 1-0. That second goal is all important, as the boys in the studio have said there. That still in it, Charlton, despite the fact they have had very little possession. They have had chances, both falling to Tuna. One was presented to him, one was carved out. Anyway, the first substitution of the game Damien has made.
Adebayo Aziz there, number 15, replacing Joe Carter on the left-hand side of midfield. He certainly didn't get any joy up against Billy Clifford down that side. Let's see what Aziz can do. But it's Charlton to start the second half, trailing by Jeffrey Bruma's goal, 1-0. The only disappointment from Dermot Drummond's point of view is it is only 1-0. The second goal, if Chelsea get it, will certainly be a long way back for the Addicks.
A good start for Charlton. They get the first set piece, 15 seconds in. Wasn't dealt with particularly well. In contact.
Harry Pell to take Charlton's fourth corner. Short one. Chelsea asleep a little bit there.
Well, they've come out the dressing room the sharper of the two sides, no question about that. It's a half chance. Got to make a better connection there.
It's confirmation of the change. Adebayo Aziz, the man on. Did score, scored a couple of goals this season. He's actually an under-16 striker. Scored against Cardiff and Southampton, both away from home in September. Does have a bit of pace and power about him. Looks like he's going to be playing straight through the middle. Nice to see Chelsea maintaining the high tempo from the first half.
I think part of Charlton's game, they weren't good enough, is closing down. They seem to have rectified that in the second half. Now in Chelsea, far too much time and space in the ball, all over the pitch. If there's somewhere that Damien certainly looks to have impressed upon his side in the early stages of this second half.
Salah, having lost the ball, quickly won it back. Jenkinson. Bellamy. Cousins. Hoping that Cousins would make the forward run, which he did, but the ball was overplayed. Billy Clifford. Bruma. Look how Aziz quickly closing Billy Clifford down. That was very much lacking from Charlton in the first half. Mambo with the ball forward. Here's Bellamy. Dean Conte stood up to the test. McEachran. Salah.
We've seen a great deal of Josh McEachran so far in this game. He's been anonymous. I think we need to get him on the ball a little more. Jacopo Sala's been impressive. Haven't seen much of Josh, and he is a player that can really rip you apart if you give him time and space. And I wonder if Dermot will be looking to see him on the ball a little more in advanced areas.
I think Carl mentioned before the game, didn't he? Josh McEachran has done some training with the first team, and he certainly caught the eye. He's got a magical left foot on him. We've seen plenty of it in the reserves this season. Dean Conte. Quickly closed down again. Jenkinson for Charlton. Well, the distribution from the back has been Disappointing to say the least from their point of view. As Lewis Perkins, the top scorer, hasn't really seen an awful lot of the ball. There's McEachran. Salah. And the return ball was overhit. Perkins. Bellamy. Aziz waiting. Billy Clifford.
It's not the worst cross in the world, and Charlton just seemed to stand and wait. Cross had Sam Walker scrambling across his goal line. Perhaps slightly overhit, but no one really seems to react.
Eventually Clifford puts it behind here under pressure from Tuna. And it's the big number 9 to take the corner. Connor Clifford with a huge up and under. Well, that touch from McEachran was not what he intended at all. Danny Papo puts his foot through the ball again. Not enough distance.
Scrappy from Chelsea at the back. We really haven't started this second half well at all. Very scrappy, very sloppy. And sometimes you can play in a game and you can be winning 1-0 and you can feel like you're coasting and winning it by more. And it can lull you into a bit of a false sense of security, believing you're far more superior than you are. It's only a 1-goal advantage. And Charlton are still very much in this, and they've started the brighter of the two sides for me.
Billy Clifford. Malkovich. Conor Clifford caught this time by Aziz. Here's Tuna. Good challenge by Papo. But they suddenly seem to be first to the second ball, Charlton.
Yeah, Damien's team talk clearly has paid off. That this is a far more energetic, far more enthusiastic Charlton side. They have a bit more belief about them in this game now.
Perkins trying to get on the end of that long ball.
And the second goal for Chelsea is even more important now because we have had chances and we've coasted through this game.
Billy Clifford. Mitrovic, and maybe his first touch of the second half. Bruma. Elegant run. Conor Clifford. Malkovich on the far side. Billy Clifford. Well, that was a difficult ball from McEachran. Harry Pell got in front of him. Conor Clifford. Chelsea just starting to assert themselves again now. Here's Dean Conte. Salah. Towards Torre. Suggestion of handball.
Reminds me a bit of Pires when he's on the ball, Jacopo Salah. I'm not sure there was too much he could have done about that, but the referee's given it.
Doesn't go down as easy as Pires did, some would say. McEachran. Chelsea definitely back in the groove now in terms of their passing. Billy Clifford, Conor Clifford.
Charlton are making life a little harder than it was in the first half. In the first half it was easy. They were standing off us, allowing us to pop the ball around, turn on it. Damien, who was one of those midfielders that could bite, he'd get the challenges in, he'd get nice and close in your face. If we need to give you a kick, he would. I don't think he's seen enough of that, of his young Charlton side, and that'll be the aspect of the game I'm sure he's looking to improve. They have come out and been far better in this second half.
Well, Jacopo Salah didn't like this, did he?
And it's a foul. He's got both arms around him and he's given a little bit of a hug there on the way down. What was missing was a kiss.
Freddie Warren. In fact, I think it was what was said. There you go, a little push on Freddie Warren. Something and nothing really, wasn't it?
This is an opportunity. Cantore will deliver this with his left foot. He'll whip it in. It's in a dangerous area, this. Now, cavalry have arrived from the back. Danny Papa at the back, and of course Jeffrey Bruma's already scored.
It is going to be Torre. Bruma's there again, and he was well watched by Bellamy this time.
And again, the keeper is caught in absolute no man's land. Well, everyone's expecting.
Corner.
Everyone was expecting. You can see where the goalkeeper was lining up. Everyone except for the referee, and his assistant was expecting a corner. Jeffrey Bruma says pretty much knows what he feels. Let's have a look. Ball swung in. Well, it looks to me as if that's come off Jeffrey at some stage. Whether it's taken a deflection on the way through. No, that's a corner. That's been well cleared in the end by Bellamy. The goalkeeper again. Come out, was never going to win it. Got caught in no man's land and in danger of conceding a second. Very similar to the way he conceded the first.
On by Warren, cleared by Danny Papo. Perkins. There's McEachran, that's a foul on Warren.
Yeah, the game's got a bit of spice about it now. There's two sides in this game. Let's hope we don't live to regret the fact that we did dominate in the first half and not put this game to bed.
We saw so few fouls in the first half, didn't we? There was no edge to the game at all.
There was no edge. Now all of a sudden there's two sides on this pitch and they're getting a little closer. And clearly this is going to be a different Charlton side second half. They couldn't have been as poor as they were in the first.
Is Carl Jenkinson thinking about a long-range crack here?
Well, it looks to me from the angle we got there that maybe he is.
It is Jenkinson. Well, it was ambitious from that sort of range. It's must have been over 35 yards.
Well, the thing, when you do strike like that and you don't connect so well, there's always an opportunity to hit one of your own players, and nearly the substitute there, Aziz, may have got something on that, but he wasn't alive to it.
He scored in the win against West Ham last month, Carl Jenkinson. Had a couple of goals this season, the other one was a penalty. Forward by Cousins. Dean Conte's header, straight to Perkins, their top scorer. Oh, that's a very different Charlton side in this second half, isn't it?
Yeah, they're up for it now, and they're having a bit more joy. Now it seems to be as us that we're giving the ball away. It's poor from Conte. It's not the greatest strike. In the end, Sam Walker's untroubled. But Charlton have improved no end. In the opening 11.5 minutes we've seen of this second, they've showed more going forward than they did really in the whole of the first.
Bruma with the ball forward. Salah. Mitrovic poking it out wide, but again Charlton first to the ball. Great determination. Bellamy. McEachran intercepts. Salah.
Charlton much better. Much better now. It's us the ones that are struggling to keep possession.
And Jenkinson did really well. This is Tuna. And there's going to be another corner. The lethargic Charlton from the first half has been banished by Damo's half-time hairdryer.
Well, Dermot Drummy now is the one that needs to have a look at his players and demand more of them. Because we're second best for me in this second half. And as I've pointed out, there's only one goal in this.
Sixth Charlton corner. Tuna was there on the near post.
Disappointing delivery. How many times do we see corners like that come in? It's unforgivable, really, that you can deliver a ball from that sort of area. It's food for thought for Dermot in the second half.
Celebrates a year in charge next month. Initially, of course, came into work with the under-16s before Paul Clement moved up to the reserves.
Sam keeps kicking this ball over this right-hand side, and clearly it's a tactic for Mitrovic to win the flicker. It's the first of three he's won.
Torre, he's away from Cousins. And he tried to pull it back for Conor Clifford.
Well, Gokhan Torre's done ever so well, leaving Cousins in his wake. He's a powerful boy, Gokhan Torre.
Here he is again. Well, referee's given the decision Charlton's way. Like to see him on the ball a little bit more, really.
The movement there just shows it and then whips it away.
Well, Mambo is the centre-back who he's got away from. Cousins is there, just next to him.
Wasn't the best strike in the end, really. I think Connor could have done much better. Just gone for a side foot, maybe done better with his laces.
Quick throw to Salah. Jenkinson got back and intercepted. He's delicately poised at the moment. Danny Papo. Billy Clifford. Bruma, and his goal still separates the sides. Buccaneering run from the back. Looking to release Lalkovic, and what a ball it is! Through for Torre. Takes on Cousins, he's past him. Great skill, Mitrovic is there. Lalkovic coming in, good defending from Charlton, from the goalkeeper and the fullback.
Well, what a wonderful, wonderful run from Jeffrey Bruma. And an exquisite pass. He must have run 60, 70 yards there. Played a delightful ball in behind the fullback. And what a goal that would have been. What a fabulous goal that would have been. And a bit of cramp there. You don't see the whole run, but look at this weight of that pass played in behind the fullback. Lalkovic gets in there, and really the most disappointing aspect, we only had one in the box. Gökhan Torre shows a bit of his individual skill, floats a nice little ball over the keeper, managed to get something on it. In the end, they scramble it free. The first sign, it's taken 15 minutes for us to show anything for my money in this second half.
That was a real touch of class, wasn't it? As the ball in from Lalkovic as well was excellent, and as you say, no one really in the middle. This is a concern for Damien. The side have started the second half well. It's Conor Morris who had a bit of cramp. Just wonder if he may have to come off here. Maybe something a bit more than cramp. Gives the Chelsea boys a chance to have some water. Chilly evening here in SE7. Delightful bit of skill from Torre, bottom of your picture there. And he dinked that ball back in. It was good keeping from Binks to prevent Mitrovic. Here's the run again, Jason.
I mean, wonderful. I mean, he's got an awful lot to do. They back off. And here's the pass. Look at how beautifully weighted it is. In behind the fullback. I mean, it deserves a goal for the run and the pass alone from Jeffrey. Gökhan Torre gets it on the left-hand side. Lovely piece of skill. Then she just dances his way to the byline. Lovely floated cross. And then they scramble it free. That's better from us. Want to see more of that.
Well, that was about the senior player stepping up to the plate, wasn't it? Salah. Torre. Oh, that's a free kick against Torre. A little pull back on Jordan Cousins.
Morris is back on after some treatment from his cramp. Interested to see how he copes the next 10-15.
Bellamy. Conor Clifford doing his job in front of the back four. There is Morris. Tuna moved out to the left-hand side since the introduction of Aziz. Bellamy again. Definitely seeing more of the ball in this second half. Aziz. Cousins.
Defending Gökhan Torre. He's never going to get round him. Strong boy, isn't he? Nice pace, nice balance about him as well.
He's scored one goal so far for the youth team this season. Only 4 appearances before tonight. Well, these stoppages have certainly disrupted Charlton's momentum. It looks like Conor Morris can't continue after all. It's a shame from his point of view. Jordan Anderson is the man who's going to be coming on. It's a straight swap. He started the last game against Ipswich at left back. Morris actually played centre-back in that game against Ipswich, so it's no real problem for Damien Matthew, that one. And Dean Conte did well, hit it against the man who's just come on, goal kick. Confirmation of the change. Jordan Anderson replacing Conor Morris, who's crocked. This time last year, of course, Chelsea were at Old Trafford. Produced a wonderful performance, 3-2 they won. And they get through to round 4 again. Here's Bellamy. Aziz. Great strength from Bruma.
Charlton have definitely shown more in the second half than they did in the first. Been a much better performance from them.
A longer throw here from Liam Bellamy. Towards Aziz. Good leap by Bruma, wasn't it?
Defender from Chelsea.
Bellamy again. And they're toiling here, Charlton, in their pursuit of an equaliser. Harry Pell straight to Aziz Dean Conte. Forward from McEachran.
This game's gone very scrappy, hasn't it, from Chelsea's perspective. They've not really taken to the second half as well as they did the first. Chelsea players I'd like to see get on the ball more, and he's one of them, young Josh McEachran. Jacopo Sala's another one that we haven't seen a great deal of second half.
Well, the ball's not spending an awful lot of time in play at the moment. Will suit Chelsea, of course, because Charlton have got to come out and try and find an equaliser. That ball didn't stay in play either. And Jordan Cousins has moved out to left back since Conor Morris went off. Papo up in the air by Pell. Catherine challenges for it. Forward by Anderson. Nicely inside. Anderson will go for the return. And the eventual strike from Harry Pell. Well, that was close.
That's the closest they've been second half. And there's the first warning for Dermot and his boys that Charlton are still very much in this tight. Decent build-up play, we're standing off them a little bit, it's a nice call. It was left, and Pell's come in, and you see that, he's bending away from Sam Walker. That's on target, Sam's not getting that. You can see there that the anguish on his face. That'll give them hope, that'll encourage them, and a warning to us that this game is still not over.
Harry Pell scored a cracker against Gillingham in round 1. He's looking to add to that here in the third round. Salah, nicely away from Warren. Malkovich far side, Mitrovic waiting. Cousins is a defender. Goalkeeper scrambling. It's off the top of the crossbar. Torre.
Away! Just living a charmed life at the moment. Wonderful build-up play, there were bodies in the box. I'm not sure it was the greatest cross in the world. It nearly caused a goal, however, but...
High boot from Conor Clifford there on Harry Pell. Sorry, Jason.
Yeah, I think Dermot will be disappointed that this ball hasn't tried to pick out an area or someone on the pitch. He does well here. Malkovich gets himself a yard of space. It's definitely a cross that's not quite worked, but it bounces off and Torre manages to regain possession. But we had bodies in the box. 3 of them, yeah, you see right in the middle. No one was picked out, and perhaps a wasted opportunity.
Still work to do here for Chelsea. Walker's clearance not very good there. Aziz, Tuna.
Nice challenge from Danny Papo there.
Pell. Away from Connor Clifford. Billy Clifford with the block. There's Adebayo Aziz again. There's an offside against Perkins, I think it is.
Once again, much better from Charlton. They are causing us more problems than they ever did in the first half.
Connor Clifford, Bruma. Might be tempted to have another foray forward here. Behind Torre. Not this time. Anderson. Infield by Perkins to Pell. Intercepted by Billy Clifford.
Yeah, he read that well, Billy. Pass was on, but he recovered well.
Torre beaten by the bounce there. 20 minutes left. Chelsea's lead looking a little bit slender.
Yeah, it's not as slick as it is our game at the moment. They're not standing off us like it did in the first. They're making life far harder, and we've not really responded in the way that I would have hoped. They're in the ascendancy at the moment, Charlton. They're a far more confident side, and they're popping the ball around, and I was about to say they're keeping possession far better, but they've just given it away.
Connor Clifford. Salah. Clifford again. No way through. Salah's ball. Big Mambo. Billy Clifford. Salah. Nicely played, Lalkovic. Straight against Cousins. Well, Chelsea thinking about their first change of the match. Frustration for Jordan Cousins there. This is where Dermot can make his switch if he wants to.
Josh McCracken is there. It's Cabby that's coming on.
Yeah, Josh McCracken is indeed the man who's gone off. And Jalo, say Cabby, born in Guinea, second year at Chelsea, and similar sort of mould, same sort of attacking midfielder. Josh McCracken's been surprisingly quiet tonight.
Yeah, one of the names that you would not have said would have been quiet on an evening like this.
Good ball in. Danny Papo was in there. He was being closely watched though, wasn't he?
Still a chance. It's a lovely ball in. He leaps well, Dan. Yeah, he was marshalled well, wasn't he?
Rambo, the man.
Always asking a lot there to get any kind of... He needs a fine contact because of where he was in the box. Got a bit of a thick head on it. Won't mind me saying that, I'm sure, young Danny.
Oh, not too many chances for Chelsea in this second half.
It hasn't quite happened for second half the way that it did first.
Yeah, you have to give credit to Charlton there, don't you?
You're absolutely right.
Different side.
No, you're right. They've come out and they've addressed the problems they had. The biggest problem they had was they were, I think, giving Chelsea far too much respect in standing offers and allowing us to play, and they've not done that second, and it's been a far more of an even contest this second half.
Jalo. That's the free kick there. Challenged by the defender.
good skill.
Anderson with the tackle. Billy Clifford trying to get Lalkovic in round the back.
Now they've just gone off the ball a little themselves, haven't they, Charlton, last 5 minutes? Maybe their spell at the beginning of the second half was where they should really have made it count, and they haven't been able to get themselves back on level terms. Maybe it's Chelsea's turn now just to have some pressure inside their final third.
Salah. Yeah, they'll get a free kick there. Challenge from the captain, Jenkinson.
Will cause problems from here.
Oh, the quality that Gökhan Toure has been putting in tonight. No surprise to see Bruma and Papo going forward again.
Wider this time. Hasn't quite got the angle to bend it in as much, but pretty sure it'll be him that's taking it.
It is Toure.
It's disappointing. Got to miss that. Finish the first man out and make sure you get it over the second to cause problems. Didn't happen.
Toure upended. He's got a better angle this time. Warren with the foul.
Yeah, he's got to make sure this one counts. The angle is far kind up, and he can a bit more view of the goal than he did maybe a minute or so from the previous free kick. Needs to whip it for me. That just over head height, above that wall, above that first couple of men there, and towards that far post.
Bobby Devine replacing Milan Lalkovic now.
Yeah, Lalkovic, another one that's just got a little quiet in the last half out.
A bit more of an attacking threat for Chelsea. Just under 15 minutes to go. Gökhan Toure over the ball again, lifted in towards Papo. Again was being closely watched by Mambo.
Good defending. This time he was looking for Danny Papo, wasn't he? Just floated in.
Oh, Mitrovic is in here. Oh my goodness, what an opportunity.
That's a poor finish. He had the chance. You know, it's really a wonderful ball in and a lovely first touch. And he's got it there, and he's just, the goalkeeper's rushed him in the end, but he's just got to dink this over the keeper. It's a lovely first touch. The ball's set. In the end, he just seemed to lose his bearings.
Well, that was it right there. Chelsea's place in round 4.
Yeah, you know, 2 goals from here you'd feel would be a mountain for Charlton to climb. They've had their best period of the game, early second half, and haven't managed to make it count.
Oh, goalkeeper and defender getting in a bit of a muddle. Billy Clifford. Toure. Billy Clifford again, who set up Mitrovic for that golden chance to make it 2.
That's a nice strong challenge. Danny Papo there getting caught in possession. He can get caught in possession at times. He can be perhaps a little slack. It's a decent challenge. The ball was there to be won. Needs to move it a little quicker. And he's got himself caught. You can see the pain on his face there. It's a fair challenge. Just a little slack there from Dan. He is still very young. We forget because of his size how young he is. Still a schoolboy, of course.
Yeah. And because he has played in the reserves on a regular basis this season, 4 appearances, it's very easy to forget what a young man he is. But, right ankle there. Just a bit of ice on there.
Sometimes when you get kicked in possession like that, it's the
goal that separates the sides here.
Yeah, we've spoken about the goal. It's a poor one defensively, but give Jeffrey some credit for getting in there. Just going back to Danny there, sometimes when you get kicked like that and you hold on to the ball too long, he won't do that too often. He'll move the ball a little quicker next time, that's for sure. Looks like he's leaving the pitch rather gingerly. I just wonder whether we may have seen most of Danny. He's a big lad, he's a strong boy. Just a bit too casual, wasn't he? Good strong challenge from Perkins. No, he's all right. Still 6'3" of him.
He's a tough lad, isn't he? He'd have been happy to make a challenge like that anyway, that's for sure. Connor Clifford. Charlton finding Dean Conte. Well, it could be a rather anxious 11 minutes plus stoppage time here, unless Chelsea can get the second. Mitrovic guiding it back towards Devine and Charlton.
And in the end, something nearly come of that, and it looked harmless, didn't it, when he was out on the sideline there, but Chelsea have done well. Mitrovic has done well to keep possession in, ball's come back.
Just over Mitrovic. Well, there hasn't been his night in front of goal. After scoring twice against Charlton in October.
Just slightly overhit, wasn't it?
Connor Clifford, Billy Clifford. Mitrovic the target again. Dealt with by Jenkinson.
Someone's going to go and win that. You're looking for Jeffrey Bruma to go and really dominate there. That's what you want your centre-half to do, and he allowed it to bounce.
Bellamy. Perkins. Anderson. No way through.
He's played well, Dean Conte.
Connor Clifford. Done by Mambo. Challenge from Jallo. Free plays on because Charlton were in possession, but not for long. Torre beaten to the ball by Warren. There was no foul. Here's Perkins. Looking for Aziz, but lots of blue shirts back.
So again, a bit slack from Chelsea. Charlton aren't going to give this game up, and why should that? 1-0. It's going to be an anxious last 10 minutes.
Torre. Lovely ball from Mitrovic. Shooting chance again, and straight against Mambo.
The ball should have been allowed to come. There was support out on this left-hand side. Cabby was screaming for it. If he'd been a little bit more aware, and maybe someone could have given him some information. Chelsea have had half chances in this second half. But still the score remains 1-0. And it's a precarious lead, especially in cup football.
Another change coming here. Or is it just a change of shirt? No, it is going to be a change. Third and final one for Charlton with 8 minutes to go.
Looks like a little bit of cramp.
Torre with another lovely little ball here. Well, I'll tell you what, there's going to be a little bit of stoppage time at the end of this game. We've had a fair few stoppages in this second half. Just to add to the tension at the end of the 90. It's a little bit more anxious than Chelsea would have liked. Jordan there, waiting to come on. Connor Clifford. Billy Clifford. Jallo back to Connor Clifford again. And Dean Conte out to Salah. Nice possession from Chelsea. Mitrovic to challenge here. Torre through for Salah. Beaten away on the near post by the goalkeeper.
Yeah, good build-up play. The best passage of play for me in this second half. Really good patient play. Lovely ball in. This does really well. Lovely little weighted pass from Gökhan Torre into Jacopo Sala's path.
And Mitrovic scores at last. 2-0 to Chelsea. And that surely booked their place in round 4.
Well, you have to say the last 10-15 minutes, Charlton really didn't offer a great deal. Certainly not as much as they did in the opening 25 minutes of this second half. And that second goal for Chelsea now kills this tie. It was a good build-up play in the build-up to the corner, and they just stand still watching, and the ball falls kindly to Mitrovic in the end, and he doesn't miss from there. Hasn't really been his night, but it was his wonderful touch in the build-up to this goal that brought about the chance for Jacopo Sala. And he scored a few this season, and 2-0 now, you would feel, is way too much for Charlton to come back from here, and they can finally make that substitution.
7th goal of the season for Mitrovic. Freddie Warren is withdrawn by Damien Matthew. It seems a long way back now for Charlton. It's a lovely leap by Bruma in the first place. Great ball in by Aliou Jallo.
Yeah, it was inventive, wasn't it? They took the quick corner.
Just made the last 5 minutes a little bit easier from Dermot Drummond's point of view. Just confirmation of the change. Bradley Jordan is on.
Yeah, Chelsea weathered the storm, didn't they, from when Charlton came out, and that was always going to be the case. You felt that Charlton couldn't perform as poorly as they did in the first half, and that certainly turned out to be the case. They weathered the storm. They had 1 or 2 half chances. They had some efforts on goal. Eventually, they just seemed to run out of steam. We've upped our game in the last 10. Got our reward for that second goal, and should have been over before this for me. I think really we should have made that possession and domination count in the first half, but it's taken a little longer. But with 5 to go now, we're very comfortable.
Well, a smile on the face of the Swede. He's missed some good chances tonight, but like all good strikers, he was waiting when the chance came and pounced. Important that Chelsea don't allow Charlton back in. You've done the hard work. Anderson.
Yeah, well played, Cabby. Good feet, good pressure, good persistence, and wonderful composure when it was needed.
Salah. Lovely reverse ball towards Devine.
Nice idea. It's a quick boy, Bobby Devine, but not that quick.
Charlton giving it away again. Just to clarify, Cabby is the nickname that everyone calls Aliou Jallo. Here come Chelsea again. Dean Conte with a surging run. He's been excellent.
Yeah, now all of a sudden we're well and truly on top, aren't we? That second goal has the Charlton heads just to drop for a little bit. Dean Conte, it's been impressive for me. Got through some work. He's hasn't got forward as much second half as he did in the first. Understandably, they've restricted him to a few forays up front.
Connor Clifford. Space here for Salah. It's the highest ball of the night from Binks. Bellamy. No, haven't seen enough service from the flanks from Charlton, that's for sure. Papo. Connor Clifford, another great night's work from the captain.
Well, it's just a question of now keeping things tight for the remainder. Last 2 or 3 minutes.
There's the goal again.
Yeah, they don't react, do they? And then they stand still in the box, and as soon as that falls down, there's 4, 5, 6 Charlton players inside the 6-yard box. He's the quickest to react. It falls to his feet. You see what it means to him. And that means that we are into the next round against Nottingham Forest.
We could hear his euphoric shout from up here after a frustrating night in front of goal. Charlton's sick of the sight of him this season. Dean Conte. Salah Well held by Biggs.
You may find that there'll be a booking here. You can hear the referee screaming and screaming to Marko Mitrovic, saying, get out of his way, get out of his way. It's going to be a yellow card.
First of the match in the 90th minute.
Well, just a slight blot. See there, he closed him down and doesn't leave him alone. You can hear the referee say, get out of his way, get out of his way. And can't do that in the modern game. Maybe years ago, you used to be able to do what you wanted to the keeper from that sort of distance, but not now.
A little layoff from Torre, but he was offside.
Well, that's whatever the referee deems to add on. You mentioned earlier, Gary, there was a number of stoppages, anything from 4 upwards, I would guess.
Absolutely, I'd say about the same. Aziz.
Is that they're going back to the Charlton that we saw in the opening exchanges of this game, not being able to keep possession, offering very little going forward, and effectively this tie is over.
I was going to say, Chelsea made to work a little bit harder in the second half, weren't they? They didn't have it all their own way.
No, and at 1-0 they were coming out and had something to fight for, and they gave it as good as they could for, well, the opening 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Charlton didn't quite have what it takes to break down the back line and get in behind.
I think Damien will know that this tie was lost in the first half. Charlton were lethargic, didn't keep the ball enough. It is 4 minutes. Mitrovic with the layoff to Connor Clifford. Chelsea with all the time in the world now.
Yeah, it's just keep possession now, isn't it? The game's over. Move the ball, frustrate Charlton. Doing it very well.
Billy Clifford.
That's nice.
Touch for Devine. Charlton ball. With 1 minute of stoppage time gone. Not quite the breeze it was in the league game. Mitrovic with the layoff. Just too much on that first touch.
Well, it was all about the first touch, wasn't it? Because he was in. It's a lovely touch from Mitrovic. Just plays it back to him here. Lovely weighted ball. It's just that touch out of his feet. Give the goalkeeper Binks some credit. He was sharp off his line.
Salah it was who was trying to burst through. Bruma. Connor Clifford. Foul there. There's the lanky figure of Bradley Jordan. Of Pell, sorry.
Peter Crouch-esque, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, Bellamy with a long throw here. And 2-0 with the strike, which got a block on it. And Jenkinson has a go as well. Enough blue shirts back to block those efforts. Bellamy with the ball in. Keeper started to come. Aziz is there. So's Cousins and Aziz. Oh, corner.
Well, how has he missed that? How has he missed that? Some last-ditch defending from Chelsea. It's too little too late for me for Charlton, but they've had a go here. First to flick it on. Who blocks this? That's a wonderful block. He's come out diving.
Is it Mitrovic?
Mitrovic has come back, you know.
Second Charlton corner. Another long-range strike. Oh, it's found a way through. Couple of deflections. It's Jordan Cousins who's celebrating.
Well, now we have got a nervy last minute. You feel that there is too much, and nothing worse than conceding a goal when you feel the game is over. It's a strike that comes in. Yeah, a couple of deflections. In the end, it was an ugly finish, wasn't it? Goalkeeper there going through his legs.
It's gone through Papo and Bruma.
Well, there's a minute remaining when that ball went in. Not when the referee had on. The Charlton fans all of a sudden have regained some voice.
93 minutes, 45 seconds. There may well be another 30 to add on. Bellamy. Shot out of it by Jarlo. Wanted a free kick there. He's not going to get one. Chelsea will take their time over this throw-in.
Yeah, Scott Minto said it'd be 2-1. However, I think he did change his mind at half-time.
He did, yeah. Chelsea ball. Just what Dermot would have wanted.
Yeah, what you don't want to do is give away possession, is it, in that position? Certainly a free kick where time can be taken and those valuable seconds get eaten up. This will be taken. Time over this and throw the ball in. Here's their goal. It's a scrappy goal, isn't it? Deflections all the way through. Maybe some tired limbs in the back there.
Big up and under. Here comes the goalkeeper. Perkins was trying to close him down, just too much on the ball. 4 minutes 40 seconds of stoppage time played. No hurry here, Sam. There it is, Chelsea are through to round 4 of the Youth Cup. Jeffrey Bruma and Marko Mitrovic with the goals. Shake of the hand between Dermot Drummey and Damien Matthew. Bruma's goal on 28 minutes. A thing of great simplicity. Heading in Lalkovic's free kick. In the second half, Mitrovic missed a couple of chances before slotting home, also from a set piece. And despite the late goal from the Charlton fullback Jordan Cousins, Chelsea comfortably through to round 4. Well, they'll be away to Nottingham Forest at the City Ground. Comfortable enough for Chelsea in the end. It's finished at the Valley. Charlton 1, Chelsea 2.
Gentlemen, we're through to the 4th round, but there was, Scott, a little slight scare at the end. We thought there might be a twist in the tail.
Yeah, I think if Charlton had played like that a little bit earlier, then, you know, and put our defence under pressure, who were pretty comfortable the whole game. Charlton only created a couple of chances, but as I say, if they'd have played with that intensity a little bit longer, we might be still in, or just coming up to extra time. We thought it was game over, didn't we, at 2-0? But suddenly 2-1, and they just didn't leave themselves enough time. There's 30 seconds to go. Because
they came out the better side in the second half, Charlton. They looked like men on a mission, but then gradually we got back into it. We got that goal, but then just right at the death, they suddenly thought, hang on a second, we've got a goal back. Maybe there's enough time to get that equaliser to take us into extra time.
Yeah, it was too little too late, unfortunately, for Charlton. But I was disappointed with Chelsea in the second half. You know, we were sluggish coming out. And at 1-0... you know, Charlton, you know, were right back in the game, and you know, but yeah, they got the goal at the end there, but I think it was nothing more than a consolation.
Well, let's go through the story of the game. Scott, we're going to start at the very beginning, and Sam Walker has been injured recently, 9 minutes on the clock, and there was just a little bit of a mix-up with the defence, a little bit of fumbling at the back, and Charlton could have taken the lead.
Should have taken the lead. There's a poor connection here from Tuna, but I mean, Sam, he just looks, I mean, Jace mentioned it, and Carl's also mentioned it, just too casual. Simple as that, too sloppy. I mean, that's poor, giving the ball away there, and it's a simple cross that comes in. There's not as if a Charlton player is anywhere near him. And just a good connection, and it would have been 1-0 without a doubt, and it was poor defending really, and I think that gave us a kick out the backside, and we seemed to improve from then on in.
Yeah, Carl, as Scott said, in the first half and at half-time, it did take us a few minutes to settle, but once we did, and we see there from captain Connor Clifford, we started to create the chances.
Yeah, I think from then on in till half-time we were dominant. You know, we kept possession well, and we created numerous chances going into half-time.
So here we go, and again, Sam Walker, there's a little bit of a lack of communication, and that's something we talked about.
Well, I mean, we talked about it earlier with Petr Cech. You just want your goalkeeper, even if he can't get a proper catch or punch, to come out and yell and scream and scare everybody.
Yes.
Here he makes a very good save.
He does.
You know, the guy gets in behind Danny Papa, and really, that is a very good save, and he gets up very quickly, just in case the shot does come back in. So fair play to him there, but I think after the first 10 minutes, as I say, it just gave him and the team a bit of a kick up the backside. And Charlton, to be fair, they worked hard, but we looked pretty comfortable. Until the goal, this is really their best chance. I mean, it was a decent strike. You can see what he's trying to do on his right foot, just aiming for the top corner, but just curling away.
Yeah, you can see what they were trying to do, and they had good spells within it, but gradually we started to find our feet in this match, and we just started to create more chances and just to dominate possession in the match.
Yeah, I think we look to get the ball down the sides. You know, I think with Lalkovic and Torre, as the game got on, they become more influential, particularly with their pace. And you know, we started creating opportunities from out wide.
I think what Dermot would have wanted, I mean, he talked about it before the game about the 4-3-3. I mean, this is a really good ball, a good first touch. As Chase said, he did everything right, and you can see what he was trying to do. He was just trying to dink it over the keeper, not aim for the far post, aim for the near post. You can see the ball coming in, a great first touch, just dink it over, the keeper's gone to ground, and
so frustrated
you
with
have
himself.
to be hitting the target from there. It's as simple as that, because he did the hard bit, and the easy bit was just getting it on target. That's what he needed to do. But as I say, Dermot, this is the goal, and you know, that's a goal scorer's goal. It's coming from a short corner, and the ball's whipped in, and you can see he's the first one to be alive to it. I thought Cabby came on and did extremely well. We've talked about Josh McEachran and how we thought he might dominate this game and or certainly play a major part in it. He didn't, and I thought Cabby came on and did exceptionally well. Good cross to the far post, good header back, and there must have been about 5 or 6 Charlton players there, and Mitrovic reacts first.
I was absolutely delighted with that goal. And Carl, what about the consolation Charlton goal?
Yeah, it was a scrappy goal. You know, you can see he doesn't connect with it very well from the edge of the box, but it's gone through a few bodies there. I think the deflection has come off Danny Papo, and you know, it's very hard to be critical of Sam there. He's got Jeffrey Bruma right in front of his line of vision as well, so it's difficult for him to move his feet and get that away.
A little bit scrappy towards the end, but we got the result that we needed, and we got the ball running thanks to Jeffrey Bruma. He was the experienced header. I know he's only just turned to 18 years of age, but he was the guy that got the ball rolling. It was a Lalkovic ball in, it was a Jeffrey Bruma glancing header, and he was the reason we went into the break with the lead at 1-0.
Yeah, I thought he was excellent all game, actually, not just obviously with the goal, but the way he just seemed quite calm and composed, defended well, and also wanted to bring the ball out of the defence. And you can see here, I mean, that's poor goalkeeping there. Sometimes we mentioned it tonight about goalkeepers should be coming out and getting something on the ball. I mean, he's in no man's land, and that is just a simple header there from Jeffrey Bruma.
That gave us the lead, and it was all important at the time, and the result is that we win the match 2-1. We're into the 4th round of the FA Youth Cup. We will face in the new year Nottingham Forest away. We like to bring you post-match reaction on these occasions. So it's back to the Valley to join our reporter Neil Barnett, who is with youth coach Dermot Drummie.
And Dermot's just saying Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas everyone. Peace and love. Are we live?
Good.
Yeah, well, the results, it was great to get the win because it now puts us, everyone can have a good Christmas and we can go to Notts Forest the next round.
And performance?
Cup tie, I would think. There was good parts, missed chances, some not so good play. Charlton done very well, I thought, in their game plan, and I think it was a kind of end-to-end game.
Set plays early on were Chelsea's best chance by the look of things. A lot of opportunities from corners, free kicks.
Yeah. I think we mentioned in the plan that we had all the players, and we've worked on them. And at the end of the day, our first team do it, and it's nice when they come off.
And the first goal, obviously, was from a free kick.
Yeah, great ball in from Milan, and Big Jeffrey's got a lovely little flick on it. Yeah, good.
And the second one?
Yeah, Cabby, I think, has put the crossover. Marco, he's had a few chances, but he's a good goal scorer. Marco, he's got in there and put it in the net, and that was a vital goal for us.
What about attitude? Domination in the first half, difficult period just after half-time, and then dominating again at the end?
Yeah, I think the attitude's fine, but there's pressure. You know, even though it's a youth cup, we're Chelsea, and there's a lot of pressure on the boys to do well. They've got to deal with that, but nevertheless, it was tentative, I thought, when we first started. But in the end, I think we were worthy winners.
Not quite a clean sheet at the end there.
No, Mark's just said to Sam, you were a bit rusty, tongue-in-cheek. But to be fair to Sam, he's come back from a long injury, and he's a presence at the back. And yeah, you're gonna get that, a little bit of rustiness.
Well, congratulations on the victory. Here's to the next round.
Cheers and Happy New Year to everyone at Stamford Bridge.
Carl's a very happy and rightly so Dermot Drummie.
Yeah, I think so. That's all he can ask for. You know, it's a cup competition, and he's through to the next round. You know, you mentioned there is a lot of pressure on the players because you know, it's almost as if however well they do in the Youth Cup, it reflects on the academy as a whole and the coaches and how they are preparing the players. So it is very important for the club as a whole that we get through, and you can see that's why he's delighted.
And I'm not giving you your prediction this evening because you had 2-1 and Carl nearly said, oh, well, Scott was right, but no, at half-time you changed it to 2-0.
Yeah, but if we was the bookies, I'd have put it on before the game and therefore it would have stayed at 2-1, so...
But you changed it...
We had a bet between the three of us, so
if I played the tape back, your prediction was actually 2-0, so... You've got to do better. For you, you've got to do better.
You're not happy with that?
In the next round. But Nottingham Forest is going to be tough away.
It will be tough. Again, you know, hopefully it will be at the City Grounds, another major stadium to play at, another good experience. I mean, Carl's spot on about the pressure, really, for the boys. But they've got to get used to that. It's as simple as that. They want to be playing for Chelsea.
Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for being here. Now then, before we leave you this evening, there is just enough time to remind you about what's coming your way for the rest of the week on your favourite club channel.
We know about the other boys involved, the Brumas and the Cooters, the Barinis, perhaps of this world, the naturals. But these guys coming out from almost under a stone. No one really knows about them other than people that are at the youth games regularly.
And that watch Chelsea TV?
Of course.
We're still top of the league and we will be top of the league at the end of today. We won our group in the Champions League. Exactly. We'll do very well in the FA Cup. Yep. And it's Man United went through blips like this last year and we're still going to go on and win the league.
Oh, I say! What a way to mark your debut.
I'm sure you've got Chelsea TV. I know you'll be watching that because it's live on the channel.
That's actually where I watch all the youth team games on Chelsea TV because I'm not allowed to go to them because I watch far too much football as it is anyway.
The sweetest strike of the ball as you're ever likely to see.
Are you worried for this?
Am I?
If I am angry.
That's why I'm sitting in 3 rows.
He loves to win. If he's not winning, he, like I mentioned, that temperament, hates losing, and he's got that in him. And I'm glad to see another player that's come through from when I coached that's still here in the youth teams.
When you've got JT putting his head in front of boots in training, then said you know what he's about. But no, I think everyone works hard here, and said we all enjoy each other's company.
Since we're all getting into the festive spirit, what do you want for Christmas? 3 points tomorrow? Perfect early Christmas present, I imagine. And what about your favourite football-related Christmas story? We want to hear it all.
This is Ruud Gullit, and that's 2. It's Ruud Gullit's first for the club.
So all there's left to say is well done again to Dermot Drummy and the boys who march on to the 4th round of the FA Youth Cup when they'll be away to Nottingham Forest, and they've got plenty of time to play that as the matches don't have to be played until Saturday the 16th of January 2010, and we'll let you know when we have the exact date of that clash. Now then, don't forget there's still to come, as you've seen this week. We've got Match Night Live around the visit of Avram Grant's Portsmouth on Wednesday. Then Friday sees the draw for the knockout stages of the Champions League, so don't miss Inside Cobham and Friday Night Live. So stay with us as there's lots to look forward to. Until next time, take very good care of yourselves. Bye for now.